The Lions are going to have to get it going. You saw Sean Bryson there. Bryson is really starting to come on. I think they need to get that run game.
All right, we want to remind you can take part in today's Sprint virtual coach poll simply by using your PCS Vision from Sprint or logging on to foxsports.com. When we come back, the kickoff of an old rivalry renewed.
Watching the NFL on Fox.
All clear, guys.
8.9 inches of running ground clearance. Just one of the many reasons why the Jeep Liberty is so capable. Right now, get 0% financing or a $1,500 cash allowance, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. If it's not trail rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4. The best values in America just got better.
Well, what's your brother into?
Well, growing up, if it was cool, he had it.
Hey, Dweebs, check it out.
What is it?
A VCR with remote.
Psych. Well, DVDs are cool. So are video games. We also have the latest music. Or classic hits.
Mint.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
What attracts you to Chrysler Town & Country? All the great features behind this award winner. A V6, automatic, 7-passenger seating, and more. Topped off by our 770 powertrain limited warranty, it's one of the best values in America. And now get 0% APR financing on Town & Country. Or up to a $4,000 cash allowance, which includes an extra $500 when you get the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers DVD or VHS. Get all it takes to be an award winner at your Chrysler dealer today.
If you've got an opinion on the Lions game,
get ready to give it
your chance to vent. Catch the Gridiron Grill live from 3P Sports today after the game on Fox 17.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. It's time for great moments at work, brought to you by the new Microsoft Office system. The San Francisco 49ers started their game off versus the St. Louis Rams with a bang. Cedric Wilson takes the opening kickoff and is able to get outside behind some key blocks and finally eludes Jason Sehorn to go 95 yards for the touchdown. The early score set the tone for the 49ers, who were able to celebrate as they pulled off the improbable 30-10 win despite playing without injured quarterback Jeff Garcia.
Sometimes in the face of insurmountable odds, unlikely heroes are born. As precious seconds ticked away, you took an impossible amount of data and turned it into something impossibly good. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Victory is yours.
Got it?
No! That's disgusting. You're gonna make a stop, use the right form. Stay low, use your shoulder, pump your leg.
True. Derek Brooks with us.
Rated E for everyone.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Introducing new Levitra. It's a new choice, and it's here now. Ask your doctor if a free sample is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
Through Tuesday, Zales is having a store-wide sale with savings up to 60% and more. Like this 5-carat diamond bracelet, just $4.99, our lowest price ever. Quantities are limited at Zales, the diamond store.
Well, we talked about this being one of the oldest rivalries in the National Football League, second overall to the Bears and the Packers. As today, the Lions and Bears get together for the 148th time. The first time they met back in 1930 when the Portsmouth Spartans, the Lions' previous franchise, beat the Chicago Bears 7-6. And Tim, you want to talk about tradition. The Bears lose the coin toss to start a game for the 8th straight contest. The only one they won was the opener, which is probably good for them since they got blown out 49-7 in San Francisco in that opener.
I think the more important streak the Bears are focused on, Kurt, is 11 straight losses on the road.
And that's the second longest current active losing streak in the National Football League, only behind the Lions' 20 straight road losses. But Paul Ettinger and the Bears feel good about themselves. They've won their last 2. Reggie Swinton back to receive the kick for the Lions, who are looking for their 2nd straight win. These 2 teams met just 2 weeks ago in Chicago, with the Bears getting the win in that game 24-16. And Week 10 is underway. Swinton from the 6. Hit hard right there at the 25-yard line. Brian Knight knocking him down and stopping him after a return of 19 yards. And we'll get a chance to see Joey Harrington come out, the young quarterback who's 2-2 this season, as are the Detroit Lions, at home here at Ford Field.
If you look at those 2 wins, Kurt, though, as I said a moment ago, they got a lot of turnovers. They got a lot of turnovers from their defense that helped their offense with great field position.
And in the win over Oakland, it happened early last week. Their offense, though, will begin things from the 25. Harrington, play fake. That one thrown too high. Sean Jefferson knocked down by Mike Green immediately on that pass play. This offensive line for the Detroit Lions is a pretty good one, especially as far as pass protection. They've given up just 5 sacks all year, lowest in the National Football League. Among the skill position players, keep your eye on Casey Fitzsimmons. He's only had 1 catch in the last 3 weeks, but he is starting today in place of the ineffective Michael Ricks at tight end. On 2nd down, Fitzsimmons in motion. And there's a whistle and a flag. Bernie Kukar, our referee, makes the first call of the day.
False start, 81 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It will be on the wide receiver, Oz Zahir Hakeem. There you see Jefferson. Remember, he got hit hard on that very first play, and he's starting this week in place of Bill Schrader, who's been battling a hamstring and also has been ineffective. And he's out right now.
Here's the hit Jefferson took from Mike Green.
Well, he left the game, and right now we will too, as the Lions had the play clock winding down. They were still in the huddle. It was down to 5 seconds, so they were forced to use a timeout.
Sloppy beginning for the Detroit Lions, Kurt. I mean, geez.
Incomplete pass, a penalty, and now a timeout forced to be used right here. And there's been 12 seconds run off the clock.
Let's start over, Kurt.
Exactly. See if the Lions can get it together.
Stomach for this fight, but we shall be remembered. We few.
We happy few. We band of brothers.
We band of sparrows.
Get what you need from the internet faster. Get SBC Yahoo DSL for just $26.95 a month when you sign up online. And you could win a trip to the Nokia Sugar Bowl. One more way, we bring it all home.
My cousin told me about a Class 5 this way.
We're gonna take a Class 5 Rapid. Bring it on!
All right, let's do it.
If we take a Class 3 and a Class 2, that's like taking a Class 5, right?
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It'll get you there. The rest is up to you. The largest, most powerful forerunner yet.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Lions will go for it here on 2nd and 15, trying to get their act together on offense. First possession of the ball game, and they get it out to Casey Fitzsimmons. He rolls forward near that first down marker. Tackled by Brian Urlacher.
Well, Kurt, at least it's a positive play. This is how the game starts. A bad pass by Harrington. Nice hit by Mike Green. Jefferson gets hurt on the play. Then they line up for the next one. Azazir Akeem goes off sides. So now they're 5 yards back. And then they have to burn a timeout with only seconds to go. Only seconds into this game because they're not ready. And the play clock is ready to expire.
Yeah, that was 12 seconds into the game. They burned a timeout.
Short timeout, got a guy hurt, and put themselves in a hole.
Well, Jefferson's back in the ball game right now, part of their 4 wide receiver package. That one completed out to Jefferson. And he makes the catch out to the 31-yard line. There's another penalty flag down on play.
Nice pressure by the Bears, blitzing Harrington on that play.
Holding, 73 offense. Penalty is declined, 4th down.
That's on Stalker McDougal. It'll cancel out a first down and force him to come out and punt. So 1 minute into this contest, the Lions are ready kind of maybe to start over, huh?
It's already very ugly.
But it's early.
Hey, you know what? It can't get any worse.
That's the way they've got to
Well, I
look
guess they
at
didn't turn the ball over.
R.W. McQuarters back to take a punt from Nick Harris. Arcing kick taken at the 18 by McQuarters. And he's just tripped up on the turf monster there. 50 yards on the punt by Harris. Only 1 yard on the return by R.W. McQuarters. It's actually a return of 6 yards on the play as he gets it out to the 24-yard line. Bears will begin from there.
Thanks for letting me bring Fifi.
Oh, anything for you, baby. I'd give you the moon, the stars, and the ultimate love potion. Ice cold Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Don't worry, I got him. Ooh.
Firewall. Like that could stop me. Once I got her account number, I couldn't spend fast enough. 64-inch plasma screen monitor, 10 4.2 megahertz wireless routers, and $20,000 to complete my robot. My girl robot. This is gonna be the best prom ever.
Introducing Citi Identity Theft Solutions. Free with any Citi card. Help getting your life back? That's using your card wisely.
Jack? Is that you? Man, you look fantastic. What the heck you been doing?
Eating chicken.
The secret's out. One original recipe chicken breast has just 11 grams of carbs and packs 40 grams of protein. So if you're watching carbs and going high protein, go KFC. And now get a 12-piece bucket of kitchen fresh chicken for just $9.99.
Chicken? Chicken.
For a fresh way to eat better, you got a KFC what's cooking.
Glenn Close returns as Homer's mother.
Look, I'm riding by myself.
The Simpsons season premiere, part of a full hour at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
16-year veteran Chris Chandler leading things off for the Bears, making his 4th straight start for Chicago. Quick pass and miscommunication right off the bat. Well, this Bears offensive line, Olin Kreutz, the center and the centerpiece, playing right now with a bad ankle. They will see how long he can go in this ball game. Anthony Thomas is the key guy as far as the running game goes. Marty Booker has been the key as far as the receiving game goes, but he's missed the last 3 weeks with a bad ankle. Is back today as a Pro Bowler from last season. After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10. This time completes it out to David Terrell and the former Michigan star. makes the catch for a pickup of 9 yards on the play. Well, the Detroit Lions, they get Robert Porcher, their all-time career leader in sacks, back. He missed last week's game with a bad hip. Linebackers, Boss Bailey, their #2 pick out of the University of Georgia, is having a spectacular rookie season. And in the secondary, these 4 guys combined for 45 years of NFL experience. Got to be one of the oldest secondaries starting in the league. Bears go with 2 tight ends on 3rd and short. Anthony Thomas comes out of the backfield. Chandler looking that way, and it's incomplete. Dustin Lyman, the intended receiver, covered by Corey Harris.
That's a really nice play by Corey Harris. And we talked about the age and experience of this Detroit Lions secondary. Watch Harris read this, and then he comes up and smacks Lyman so he doesn't have a chance to hang on to that football. Chris Chandler, though, Kurt, with 2 of his quick passes right behind the line of scrimmage, and he was off the mark on both of them.
And that one got Dustin Lyman all banged up. The tight end still down, has yet to get up after taking the hit from Corey Harris. Well, neither of these offenses getting off to the start they want, but you know what? Does playing 2 times in 3 weeks kind of affect you? Maybe the defense understands them a little bit better at this stage.
Please turn to the longest jeweler advertisement in your...
Rock! Yeah, we're gonna take the rock! Right, the rock.
Whew. The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock.
It'll get you there. The rest is up to you.
What do you say we go warm up on that rock over there?
Yeah, the Rock.
The largest, most powerful 4Runner yet, with an available 3rd-row seat.
We're gonna go out there and win, right? Right. We're Bears! Yeah. And what are Bears?
Hungry!
Yeah!
You guys hungry?
Yeah! So let's go out there and beat them! Go, go, go!
Oops. Spotting the hungriest player is easier than you think. Go to Snickers.com and vote for the Snickers Hungriest Player of the Game. Each week you could win a free Snickers bar or even a trip to the Super Bowl. Hey, how'd you guys get in here? Hungry? Grab a Snickers.
Well, what's your brother into?
Well, growing up, if it was cool, he had it.
Hey, dweebs, check it out.
What is it?
A VCR with remote.
Psych.
Well, DVDs are cool. So are video games. We also have the latest music. Or classic hits.
Mint.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Introducing new Levitra. It's a new choice, and it's here now. Ask your doctor if a free sample is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
Guys in charge of the yard markers haven't had much work today. Both teams 3 and out on their opening possession. Brad Maynard in to punt for the Chicago Bears. Reggie Swinton, the deep man for the Lions. Calls for the fair catch and makes it right at the 22-yard line. And so the Lions will get another chance. Joey Harrington trying to do better than the first time around.
At a time when endless forms and phone calls can come between doctors and patients, one company is bringing them back together, WebMD. More than 250,000 physicians use WebMD to determine insurance coverage, write prescriptions electronically, locate charts, and settle claims with 1,100 health plans. In countless ways, WebMD is helping doctors and patients to reconnect, and in the process, helping to redefine modern medicine. WebMD, modern medicine.
No one's been able to make the perfect chicken strip with the right chicken.
So this is chicken?
The right breading.
These are very dry.
The right sauce. Till Wendy's found a better way. Introducing Wendy's home-style chicken strips. Big pieces of breast filet with your choice of delicious Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle.
Nice.
Try Wendy's new home-style chicken strips. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
Right,
car makes me feel like everyone wants to be me.
The Camry XLE.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. By Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. By Wendy's new home-style chicken strips. Another reason it's better here. And by WebMD. Redefining modern medicine.
Canada on the other side, and a lot of Bear fans at this game looking for something to wake them up and energize them. The Lions trying to energize their fans right now, starting at the 23-yard line. Sean Bryson, his first carry, and he's wrapped up immediately. Mike Brown on the tackle. There'll be a gain of maybe a yard on that play. Well, these two rivals we've talked about all the times they've been together, and fans from each city gets to go to the opposing city to watch a lot of games because they are so close. Chicago, just right down I-94. You go through Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, home of Kellogg's, of course, and Jackson, where they've got the Michigan 500 each and every year. Ann Arbor, of course, University of Michigan. But you go through all those places, you get to Detroit, and you get to watch the Lions and Bears, and it makes for a happy trip, right? See, she's happy. Trust me. On second down. Harrington completes that one out. Scotty Anderson makes the grab. Brian Urlacher with the tackle there. Short pickup on the play.
I think one of the things that Joey Harrington's got to do, Kurt, if the Lions offense is going to get going, is try to put the ball downfield a little bit more. A lot of his passes are the underneath checkdowns, short passes to the tight ends or even the wide receivers. He needs to stretch the field, if for nothing else, than to make the defense respect the deep ball.
A third down situation for Lions. They need the 33 for the first. 3 wide receivers in. Bears coming on the blitz. And Harrington overthrows his wide receiver, who was the tight end, Casey Fitzsimmons, on that play, and they'll go 3 and out again.
You know, I think that's one where he needs to let his progressions play out a little bit more, Kurt. One thing, Harrington is the least sacked quarterback in the league. His offensive line, watch the pocket that evolves right here. They give him good protection, and he just kind of lets this thing go way too soon. He's got to let his receivers get open downfield, give them a little bit more time, and not be in such a rush to dump the ball off.
R.W. McQuarters, 6th in the National Football League in punt returns since resuming the job a couple of weeks ago, taking over for Jerry Azuma, who's now playing in the secondary and kick returning, and that's a real short kick by Nick Harris. Got a fortunate bounce, but it still rolls out of bounds right there at the 33-yard line, 34-yard line. They'll spot it. Bears getting chance number 2.
Through Tuesday, Zales is having a store-wide sale with savings up to 60% and more. Like this 5-carat diamond bracelet, just $4.99, our lowest price ever. Quantities are limited at Zales, the diamond store.
It's not just the advanced technology or the world's best blades. It's the way it's all put together. No razor shaves better than Mach 3 Turbo. It's the world's best shave. We guarantee it or your money back. Mach 3 Turbo from Gillette.
You live a lot of your life between 0 and 55. No one understands that like your State Farm agent. That's why more people insure their cars with us than anyone else. Because we think car insurance should be as much about you as it is about your car.
On the road and stuck trying to get business email in all the wrong places? Get Verizon Wireless Remote Email Access. Stay productive and in touch when you're away from the office.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Now ask how you can save up to $200 on select wireless PDAs and BlackBerry devices.
Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Rich Eisen hosts NFL Total Access.
Well, Chris Chandler getting his second opportunity. He was 1 for 3, passing for only 8 yards on that first possession. They went 3 and out.
And the thing that you saw from Chris Chandler, Kurt, was he missed the easy ones. I mean, just little passes out to his wide receiver and to his tight end. Chandler known for his accuracy, and it's his accuracy that's gotten the Bears 2 wins in a row.
He took over the starting duties 4 weeks ago from Cordell Stewart. Chandler has the time, steps up, scrambles, slides right at the 40-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. Earl Holmes stops him.
That's good coverage downfield, especially by Doug Evans, who stepped in to replace Dre Bly. Evans, who a week and a few days ago was on his couch when he got the call, took a red-eye from Seattle to get here, Friday morning last week, and started on Sunday.
Got the call. Dre Bly was hurt last Thursday night. Got in Friday and started on Sunday. Anthony Thomas, his first carry of the day, and he goes nowhere. Bottled up right at the line of scrimmage, loses about half a yard on the play. Let's go out to L.A. and check in with JB.
Hey, Kurt, thank you very much. Defense and special teams helped Carolina the last time over Tampa Bay. Take a look at Brad Johnson, intended receiver slip. Mike Minter makes him pay. He picked it off. 9th pick of the season thrown by Brad Johnson. 29-yard return. It's Carolina on top of the Bucs. 7-0 back to Kurt Menefee and Tim Green.
All right, JB and Tampa Bay trying to recover from their first meeting. That overtime loss. John Casey's game-winning field goal converted after a couple of blocks by the field goal units.
Remember,
Carolina.
Brad Johnson's had that date of today circled on his calendar for weeks now.
That pass incomplete. Des White, the intended receiver, covered nicely by Doug Evans, and Chris Chandler couldn't hook up with him, and will be another 3-and-out.
Chandler is just ice cold right now, Kurt.
Well, both these offenses are so far.
They both are. The thing is, you expect Chris Chandler, after the performance he's put on over the past few weeks, to be more accurate in his passing. He's taken advantage of the fact that he's got a good wide receiver crew. The young players, Wade, have stepped in. Wade and Gage.
And he's 1 for 4 starting this one out. And Brad Maynard with another short kick. This one going to bounce back in favor of the Lions. And that's touchdown by the Bears. And both these offenses have struggled, and now both punters are struggling. That's a 29-yard kick by Maynard.
Where's the line between you and everyone else? You sense it shifting, blurring, fading. So you question things. You think about things. You don't settle. You don't compromise. You don't want to buck the system. You just want to give it a little nudge. We get that. At Miller, we don't compromise either. It's why we cold filter Miller Genuine Draft for the fresh, smooth taste of draft beer. It's why we created the first light beer, the beer that's great tasting and less filling. Because at Miller, we believe there's good enough, and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
There we were planning our vacation online. That's when the pain started.
Digititis is a repetitive stress injury, just like carpal tunnel syndrome, except different.
Basically, it feels like a fleshy fireball on the end of my hand.
We're seeing an explosion of this with all the double clicking that's going on. If we catch this early, we can help.
Searching for a great airfare online doesn't have to be a pain. Just go to southwest.com for our $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by November 13th.
You're now free to move about the country.
Well, you know, Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver fought last night in Vegas, and they kind of felt each other out for the first couple of rounds.
Okay.
That's what's happening right here. That's the theory we're going to go with.
All right,
just a feeling out process by these two offenses. Right now, Joey Harrington will begin at the 30-yard line. Harrington 3 or 5 passing, but only 17 yards in the process. Goes with an empty backfield. Up top, down deep. Incomplete. Scotty Anderson, the intended receiver, but as you mentioned, nice to see him throwing downfield against this Bears defense. Up front for Chicago, Brown, Robinson, Keith Traylor back after missing 5 games due to knee surgery. Holman, Urlacher, and the rookie Lance Briggs, who is all over the place, are the linebackers. And in the secondary, they've got another rookie in Charles Tillman, who's had interceptions in back-to-back games this week.
Yeah, Charles Tillman was the player who had the coverage on that last pass, Kurt. And Joey Harrington missed the throw, but he really had nowhere to throw. Tillman's coverage was so tight.
On second down, the pitch to Bryson. Runs to the short side, and there's that rookie Lance Briggs all over the place. Tackles him for a loss of 4.
We talked about these young players kind of energizing the Chicago defense, which has gotten better week by week. We saw Tillman on the last play with a great coverage. This time it's Lance Briggs on the run play, and Briggs really reminds me of Brian Urlacher when he first got into the league. He's very active. He's very fast. His only problem is sometimes he gets a little out of position and out of control.
But he's got the speed to recover on most plays. Led the team in tackles last week with 10, 9 of them solo. A 3rd and long. Lions need the 40. Harrington under pressure, dumps it off to Bryson. Sean Bryson with some running room. Forced out of bounds by R.W. McQuarters, about 3 yards shy of the first down.
And that has been the story on so many 3rd downs, Kurt, for this Lions offense. And this is a nice play. It's nicely executed. Harrington takes a shot. He gets rid of the ball. He sets it up. There's a nice block out here by Beverly, right? But they come up short on the 3rd down play.
So Nick Harris will come on for his 3rd punt of the day. His last punt only 32 yards. R.W. McQuarters standing back at his own 15-yard line to take this one. And there's another flag on the play.
I think throwing a screen.
Play a game, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Play clock ran out.
Throwing a screen, Kurt, on 3rd and long really says a lot about where the confidence level with Joey Harrington is at quarterback. For Steve Mariucci, he'd not like nothing better than to have his quarterback drop back in 3rd and long and heave it downfield and pick up the 1st down.
They haven't picked up one just yet. Here's Harris. This one better than the last. McQuarters at the 24. A return of about 2 yards on the play after the punt of 43. Let's go down to the field and check in with the 3rd member of our crew, Jennifer Hammond.
All right, thanks, guys. And as we saw, Sean Jefferson was not on the field for that last offensive series. He has been being taken off right now on the cart. He has a left knee injury, and his return is questionable.
So it goes from bad to continuing worse for the Lions in their wide receiver situation. They lost Charles Rogers a few weeks ago with a broken collarbone. He was their deep threat. Sean Jefferson, as you said earlier, starting today for Schrader because of his consistency. And now they've lost his consistency.
Well, right now they've got Schrader, Hakeem, Scotty Anderson, and Reggie Swinton as their only wide receivers. Bears now on offense, just shy of the 25-yard line. That one thrown high, but David Terrell made the catch for a gain of 5. Well, next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader beginning with America's #1 pregame show. First, the Rams look to gain ground in the NFC West when they take on these Bears. Then, Brett Favre and the Packers renew their rivalry with Warren Sapp and the Buccaneers, plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. The biggest stories are in the NFC, and the NFC is on Fox. There's another flag.
Ball start, 57 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's on the center, Olin Cruz, who we mentioned is playing with that bad ankle. Really didn't practice much all week long. Went a little bit on Friday during a light workout. And he's out there trying to give it his best. They need him, though. Back-to-back Pro Bowls.
Right. He's the key to their pass protection because he's the center. He makes all the line calls, telling guys which way to block, who we're going to double team, who we're going to slide to. And then in the run plays, Anthony Thomas's biggest runs come when he cuts back behind the blocks of Cruz.
Chandler, quick pass. That's thrown just a little bit low, and Marty Booker made the grab, fights his way out to the 28-yard line. Just a short pickup of 3 yards on the play. Let's pick up JB in a game break from LA.
Hey, Kurt, after spotting Washington a 20-yard field goal, Seattle comes back and answers as Matt Hasselbeck hooks up with Bobby Ingram with a 5-yard strike, and it is now Seattle in front of the Skins, the problem-plagued Skins, 7-3. Back to Kurt and Tim.
Thanks, JB. Hey, JB, tell Howie Long the best interview I've seen so far of the football season when he went down to Tampa, asked the tough questions of Keyshawn Johnson, Warren Sapp, and John Gruden.
3rd and long. Bears need the 35. Chandler sacked. Won't get it. First guy in there was Barrett Green, the linebacker.
Well, Kurt, we talked about Olin Kreutz and his ankle injury. Kreutz is the guy who's got to come out here and try to pick up Green on the blitz, and he gets out a little too late. And Barrett Green comes up with the sack, and you can attribute part of that to Kreutz's ankle injury.
It's that right ankle that he has trouble with, and that's the way he has to go on that play. Brings on Brad Maynard once again. His last punt, 29 yards. This one a little bit better. But once again, it takes a bad Chicago bounce in favor of the Lions, and Detroit will begin this time in Bears territory. Only 27 yards on that punt by Maynard. A troubled day for the Bears so far.
On November 18th, I've got to get married. Santa's got to find a Mrs. Claus. Tim Allen.
I don't think there's a woman out there that doesn't want a piece of this.
The Santa Claus 2. Own it on Disney DVD and video November 18th.
Well, after another short punt by Brad Maynard, his last one 29, or previous one 29 yards, this one only 27 yards. He's not helping his team in the field position battle right now, as Detroit will take it over at the 49-yard line of the Chicago Bears. See if they can do something with the field position.
I think they need to start handing it off to Sean Bryson.
He's alone in the backfield. They fake it to him. Short pass, caught. Bill Schrader. And Schrader will pick up 7 yards on the reception.
Kurt, the Bears come with some pressure on Joey Harrington and force him to throw the dump off. And what they're going to want to do today is get that pressure with their front four. See, Alfonso Boone was the guy who came free. And Harrington has been a quarterback who's not taken a lot of sacks. When he gets pressure, he tends to throw the dump off very quick.
That last pass caught by Casey Fitzsimmons, actually. And there's Olandis Gary in there to run, and he won't run far, losing 2 yards on the play. Warwick Holdman with the tackle.
A lot of people have criticized Brian Urlacher, who's also in on that tackle, for the play that he's had this season. I think playing with some younger guys, Urlacher has found himself getting out of position, trying to think too much, trying to press too much. But there on that play, you see him just playing, and that's what he needs to do. We talked to him yesterday, and he said that is what I need to do. Just stop thinking, just play my game. And he's such an instinctive player, and he has such great speed. If he just lets it go, he's going to get right back to where he was.
Playing today with a cold. Had the sniffles when we talked to him yesterday. Lions have to get it to the 39. Harrington up top, wide open. Scotty Anderson. He goes down right at the 18-yard line. Mike Green credited with the tackle after a 27-yard pickup.
And Joey Harrington did exactly what we said he needed to do. He hangs in, he lets the play develop, he takes a huge shot right in the kisser, but he waits until his receiver's open. Watch the shot Harrington takes. The pocket collapses, bam, right there. He's got the defensive lineman, Philip Daniels, in his face, but he waits until Anderson's open. If he can do that, Kurt, this offense can really come to life.
First down at the 18. On the end around, Reggie Swinton looking to throw, pulls it back down and runs with it instead, and he's knocked down by Charles Tillman. There'll be a flag back in the secondary down in the end zone. You could see Swinton wanted to throw but couldn't find anybody open on that play.
I don't know if they might not pick that up because the pass interference rules change when the ball's handed off.
But defensive holding doesn't.
Defensive holding does not.
Just and that'll be the call.
Just pass interference.
Holding. 23 defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Jerry Azuma, the victim on that one. And remember, this ball started with that bad punt by Maynard. Got the ball at the 49. They're down to the 13.
Kurt, so far, besides the one pass, hasn't been a lot of great football on the field, but it's spilling off over the field right there. I mean,
Charles Tillman, another one of those rookies who's making his presence felt. First down at the 13. Harrington just throws that one down in the dirt intentionally at the feet of Sean Bryson.
Alex Brown read this play extremely well for a young player, because the screen pass is something you just have to sense, because you're trying to rush the passer, you're working it, you're trying to get upfield, you're trying to get there, and then all of a sudden it's a little too easy. And Brown senses it's too easy, and he plays it right there. See Brown? He's set up right there to tackle Bryson, and that's why Harrington, I think, wisely threw it into the, I was going to say dirt, into the rubber chips.
Into the rubber bubbles that they have underneath this new turf. From the shotgun. Shuffle pass. Hey, you want to talk about not being
players.
Fooled? Michael Haynes, the #1 draft pick out of Penn State, sniffed that one out and dropped him for a loss of 2.
He did it right, too. This is a shovel pass that they're expecting Haynes to play up on the quarterback and open a vertical seam in the line of scrimmage. Haynes, who's known for being a cerebral player, he doesn't fall for this at all. Watch him right here, and he just puts Bryson into the dirt.
Haynes contributing more and more each week as he gets more and more playing time on that defensive line. It's a 3rd and long. They can get a first down if they cross the 3. Bryson won't get there. Stopped right at the 5-yard line. Bobby Gray with the tackle.
And you know what, Kurt? I mean, I think that's not what they need to do. Remember how they got down here in the first place? Harrington kind of hang in there, let the play develop. And, you know, now they're down here in the red zone, and again, he's throwing underneath on a 3rd and long.
An injured player right down on the field right now. Bobby Gray, who delivered that hard hit, having a little trouble getting up. Oh, we talked about this fierce rivalry. We've seen a lot of hard hitting from both these squads already in this first quarter. And Gray seems to be okay, and the Lions will line up and attempt the field goal. One of the more accurate kickers in the history of the National Football League. Jason Hansen on to kick this one. Hansen perfect so far this season. 5 for 5 from this range, 9 for 9 on the season overall. This one from 24 yards away. And Hansen now 10 for 10 on the year. Lions take advantage of the good field position and get the first points to the ball game.
Recently, Castrol Syntec was tested against every leading brand of conventional 5W30 motor oil. It was a punishing comparison, under extreme heat and stress, beyond anything a car would ever face.
Bob, what are the readings on the other car?
In the end, under these grueling conditions, Castrol Syntec simply performed better. Castrol Syntec. Everything else is just motor oil.
Well, after the 24-yard field goal, that reminds us, maybe we should talk about 24, everybody's favorite TV show. And this Tuesday, Jack Brewer's secret could spell trouble for all of us. Discover the truth and its consequences on an all-new hour of 24 this Tuesday, 8 Central, right here on Fox.
One of Bears rookie Charles Tillman's favorite shows. He's got a degree in criminal justice, which he told us he got in 3.5 years. Thank you very much. And he said he wants to be maybe a DEA agent or an FBI agent or something like that. So he likes 24.
Maybe he can take over when Jack Brewer retires. I've never seen 24, but you know, you get these promos and you get to know the names, and it makes it sound like you watch the show and you're really cool. Jerry Azuma takes the kick. The leading kick returner in the National Football League right now, dragged down from behind. Lost the football for a bit, but he was down. Bracy Walker with the tackle.
Number 23, Zuma on the return.
Chris Chandler struggling to get in the groove. 3 of 6 so far for only 16 yards.
Wait, look at that, Kurt. Speaking of struggling, Carolina out 10-0 in front of Tampa Bay, and Atlanta 7-0 in front of the Giants.
There's another injured Bear, and that's Jerry Azuma. Not only the leading kick returner in the league, but a starting cornerback for the Bears right now, and they certainly don't want him out of the ball game. He seems to be in a lot of pain right now. We'll take a brief timeout while he's still down.
Taxi! Taxi!
8.
5.
2. 23.
Taxi!
Zero. Hello, Moto.
Now, Jerry Azuma is still down and in a lot of pain. We mentioned the starting cornerback for this team as well. And, you know, one of the emerging names in this series, the last time they played 2 weeks ago, had a kickoff return for a touchdown that pretty much put that game away for the Chicago Bears. Dick Duran, head coach of the Chicago Bears, now in his 5th year, drafted by the Detroit Lions back in 1973, a 4th-round pick, went on to the Pro Bowl as a rookie that year. Played as a safety for the Lions, a young strapping man, wasn't he? I don't even know, what does strapping mean, by the way?
Strapping means he's going to return this interception for a touchdown.
Against the Chicago Bears.
That's strapping.
He took it back 95 yards, his only touchdown of that rookie season, but as we said, got him into the Pro Bowl, and he comes back to face a Lion team that he's still got some emotional ties to, although as a coach, he told us all you want to do is win, doesn't matter who you play. You see Azuma up and walking on the sideline. It's a first down for the Bears at the 31. Anthony Thomas. Short pickup on the play. Run of 2 yards.
Well, the Bears came out really throwing the football, and they've had 3 3-and-outs, so it doesn't surprise you that they turned to Anthony Thomas, who has averaged 110 yards a game in the last 4 games. But I think part of Anthony Thomas getting going, running the football, is when Chris Chandler gets his accuracy back and they start to loosen up this Lions defense with the pass.
Well, the A-Train trying to get on track today. 2 carries, 2 yards so far. Chandler, quick pass. That one caught along the sideline. Marty Booker with the catch. And you mentioned Anthony Thomas and the way he's really turned his season around. Has missed a couple of games with a foot injury, but when he's in there, you see the difference between the first 2 weeks and the last 4 games that he's played.
Right, and I think if you look at Anthony Thomas and the drop-off that he had last year, it was because of injuries. Because when he's healthy, he's a very strong runner who can break tackles at the line of scrimmage. And this is impressive to me, this right here. 12 10-plus yard carries. You do that because you're strong and you're breaking tackles.
3rd and about a yard for the Bears. The pitch to Thomas. Flags on the play as Anthony Thomas picked up 3 yards. It'll be a first down if it stands. Yeah. But let's get the call from Bernie Kukar first.
It may be against Aaron Gibson.
Certainly holding on the Bears regardless of whom it's on.
And I think as much as anything, you credit James Hall for the penetration.
Holding, 78 offense, 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
It is on Aaron Gibson, the former #1 pick of this Detroit Lion franchise. Bounced around a little bit, had surgery on both shoulders, and now playing with the Bears.
Yeah, Kurt, watch James Hall and look at the upfield penetration that he gets right here. And that's what causes Gibson to hold him. And then Hall does a good job. I mean, he holds his hands up like, hey, come on. Because the play's already past you. So you want to signal to the ref that, hey, this guy just grabbed me. And if the official's on the edge, he's going to draw the flag.
And that'll take us down to the end of the first quarter. Both these offenses trying to get on track. The Lions were able to take advantage of a short field and get the only score of the game so far. It's 3-0 after 1.
businesses are good at focusing on what they're great at doing. Now there's high-speed internet that's just as focused. Introducing SBC Yahoo DSL Business Edition. Tools that match the way you work, content that's focused on what you do. Just $29.95 a month, guaranteed. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Small business owners don't like limits. Limits don't encourage, motivate, or inspire. So we're removing them. Introducing SBC Business Unlimited. Local service, unlimited toll, and nationwide long distance for a flat $58.99 for the first line. Guaranteed. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
From the minute you drive into the Crown Motors campus, you can see the reason their customers keep coming back. Crown Motors has built their business on their renowned customer service. And at Crown Motors, you can expect to be treated with respect. Are you in the market? Get in an Oldsmobile. Crown Motors and Oldsmobile have teamed up to offer the best 60-month, 60,000-mile limited warranty or cash alternative and 0% financing for 60 months. Visit Crown Motors today, just off of I-196 and US 31 on Regent Boulevard in Holland.
Bobby joins the bad boys of rock and roll.
He's just playing, Hank. Gangsters and hoes is his generation's cowboys and Indians.
That's what I'm talking about.
King of the Hill, all new, part of a full hour starting at 7 tonight on Fox.
As we get ready to start the second quarter here at Ford Field in Detroit, Kurt Menefee along with Tim Green, and we've got a 3-0 game. Both offenses trying to find their way in the early going.
Yeah, I think the good news for the Lions, who do have 3 points so far, is the way they got their 3 points, Kurt, was Harrington hanging in there in the pocket, taking a shot, letting the play develop, and pushing the ball downfield to Scotty Anderson. That set up the field goal.
Well, Kalimba Edwards jumped early there, and so there'll be a couple of free yards for the Bears.
Offside. Unabated to the quarterback, number 98. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
You have to remember, too, Chris Chandler, one of the best hard counts in the business.
Exactly. You know, but you talk about his performance here in the first quarter.
Yeah, very inaccurate in his passing. And don't forget, it's Chandler's accuracy that's got them on a 2-game winning streak, that's got them to 3-5, that's got them thinking, hey, we can climb back into the playoff race. But he's got to get it back. He's got to start pushing that ball downfield with that accuracy for them to beat Detroit today to keep their hopes alive.
They need the 41 for the first down here. Anthony Thomas empties out the backfield. Over the middle, Dustin Lyman gets enough for the first down out to the 43, a gain of 7.
And there it is. That's exactly what you expect from Chandler. It's the precision. It's getting rid of the ball quickly. The pocket starts to collapse around him, but he gets it off. I think one of the problems that the Bears had when Cordell Stewart was at the quarterback position, Kurt, was he wasn't getting rid of the ball soon enough, and a mobile guy like Cordell Stewart was actually getting sacked much more often than Chris Chandler.
First down of the game for the Bears. Anthony Thomas gets it rolling. The A-train into Lion territory, forced out by Brian Walker at the 41-yard line, but 16 on the run by Thomas.
I got to tell you, Aaron Gibson is a monster of a guy, but he actually makes a pretty nimble block. Watch him here pull around and watch him right there on Boss Bailey, and he does a great job of putting the big bulk on him and then spinning his hips around to define the hole for Anthony Thomas.
Oh, Aaron Gibson loves to pull, and why not? He's 375 pounds. When you going up against a guy like Boss Bailey, who's only 233, that's 140 yards or 140 pounds difference. First time in Lions territory for the Bears. Des White, the intended receiver, and it's incomplete.
You know, that right there, that play, the outcut to Des White, is what you and I were talking about in the commercial break, and you're absolutely right. So far, the Bears really haven't challenged this banged-up Detroit secondary. They've got Doug Evans, who was, you know, on the street 10 days ago. They've got Holt, who's a rookie with very little experience. And they've got some wide receivers. And Marty Booker, a Pro Bowl player. Des White, who's come on. David Terrell, a big-bodied first-round pick.
On second down, Chandler changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
And then they change the defense.
Incomplete, intended for Justin Gage, and the rookie couldn't bring it down. Brian Walker, the 8-year veteran, got in there to break it up, and you talked about this secondary. One of the oldest, if not the oldest, in the National Football League when you go from starters to the backups as well.
And when you've got that kind of experience, Kurt, you can do what the Lions did on that last play. They showed one safety in the middle, and then Chandler changed the play, and then they quick moved both safeties over the top, and that let the cornerbacks play very close to the wide receivers, and Chandler really didn't have the pass he was looking for.
12 men in the huddle, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
And it takes a 3rd and long and makes it even longer. Let's go back to the previous play where we had all the calls at the line of scrimmage.
There's Chandler. See, he sees the safety deep in the middle of the field, and he changes it. Probably wants to throw it to one of his wide receivers.
Well, a long situation for Chandler, needing to get it to the 30-yard line for the first. Wide open, there's Justin Gage, and the rookie gets enough for the first down, a gain of 16 on the reception.
We talked about Gage and Wade, 2 rookies that have really started to establish themselves while Marty Booker has been out with his injury. That's, you know, Gage, who's got 6 catches coming into today, Kurt, and 5 of those 6 were for 20-plus yards.
So he's probably disappointed in a 16-yard catch.
Yeah, absolutely. Gage is used to the big chunks. But that was a really nice play. Huge 3rd down conversion.
5th round pick for the Bears out of Missouri.
And Booker actually talked about coming back and trying to play up to the level that those rookies had set.
Here's Anthony Thomas being chased. Boss Bailey gonna get him, and Thomas will lose 2 yards on the run.
They tried to run that same sweep to the left, only this time instead of Aaron Gibson being the puller, they used Chris Valerio and Lyman. So I think they made a mistake here. See, here's Valerio, right? And there's Lyman. They come to do the blocking, and it's not as effective as the 375-pound Gibson, who's light on his feet.
Can you be light on your feet at 375?
He is light on his feet. You saw him throw that block.
Unless his feet are ships. I don't know how light he can be. Here's Chandler. Intended for David Terrell, and he overthrew him. Had to get that over an outstretched Boss Bailey, and couldn't connect with him.
Oh, that was good coverage underneath by Bailey and good coverage over the top by Doug Evans.
Oh, Bailey has really come on. Started from day one, and we mentioned 2nd round pick out of the University of Georgia, but he seems to get better and better each week.
Well, the thing that impressed me about Boss Bailey when we spoke to him was he said, you know, it's the speed of the players isn't overwhelming to me. It's the size of the players. And usually, Kurt, it's the other way around. For most rookies that come into this league, it's the speed that's overwhelming to them.
Bears need the 19. Rabi Abdullah out of the backfield. A couple of moves, but he won't get it. Going to be dropped about 6 yards short, right at the 25 by James Hall.
That's excellent pursuit by James Hall. That's just going above and beyond, because you're rushing the passer, you're thinking it's a pass, you want to get upfield, but as soon as that ball goes downfield, you want to reverse, change direction, and get back into the play, and that's exactly what James Hall does.
So Paul Ettinger will come on to try a 43-yard attempt. He's perfect on the year from this distance. Has only missed 1 in 17 attempts all season, and that was blocked by Detroit 2 weeks ago. This one won't be, and he'll be perfect again. And so a pair of long field goals gets it all even. 3-3 here in the second.
Performance utility. Breakthrough.
Hey, Gina, so where do you suppose he was going? I think he's sitting at home and he says to himself, today's the day. Today I go for a little ride.
See, this just makes my day.
And that just made my day.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. Now at Sprint stores, get great deals on a wide selection of PCS Vision picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Hey, Ricky, Bill from down the block. Saw your dog got out. Anyway, I chased him about a block down. Took a header into a thorn bush. You know what? I'm scratched up, but okay. Don't worry about me. The dog is what's important.
I don't have a dog.
Whoops.
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention. By Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon things. By Sprint. Proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. And by Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
Back in Detroit, 3-3 tie. Kurt, I've been doing this now 10 years, and this is the first time I've had a sign.
This is the first year you've been with me, though. So maybe that's what it
true.
is.
That's true.
Paul Ettinger, after the 44-yard kick, kicks it off. It's taken at the 10 by number 10, Reggie Swenton. And Swenton going to be dropped after a return of 19 yards on the play. Joey Harrington, 8 of his first 12, looking to add to that total when we return to Detroit.
Great teams are often forged over the hot coals of adversity. On the eve of the big meeting, the third quarter numbers suddenly changed. But so did your presentation, automatically. You have the new Microsoft Office system. It's a Cinderella story.
What can glass teach us about corporate and investment banking? Success requires both strength and imagination. At Wachovia Securities, we learn from the world around us. Because uncommon challenges call for uncommon wisdom. Wachovia Securities, corporate and investment banking.
The perfect accessory for your right foot. Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough.
It's Fox Millionaire Monday with 2 full hours of Joe. As the field narrows, how far will these European women go to win the heart of a guy they think is rich?
It's always nice to see a guy half naked.
Let's just say he's going to have fun finding out. It's 2 full hours of Joe, starting tomorrow at 8, 7 Central on Fox Millionaire Monday.
And Fox NFL Sunday continues from downtown Detroit. Lions and the Bears doing it for the 148th time. It's all even at 3. Lions taking over at the 30-yard line. Avon Coburn with the run, and the rookie free agent forced out of bounds by the rookie second-round draft pick, Charles Tillman.
Kurt, that's only the Lions' 4th run, and they've not had a lot of success. Part of the reason may be Keith Traylor returning from an injury.
Missed 5 weeks with a knee injury, back in there today.
Watch him here. He is a force in the middle, works right up there through Raiola, through Corey Schlesinger, and that clogs up the middle and forces Coburn to bounce the run to the outside.
They're not sure how many plays he can go today just because of the fatigue factor of not having played in a month and a half. Sean Bryson going to get nowhere. There you see Traylor right on top of the pile after the pickup of 2, and that can't be a comfortable feeling. Keith Traylor, a big guy, and I think people forget he started out as a linebacker. Back with the Denver Broncos, went over to NFL Europe and the Barcelona Dragons to train as a defensive lineman, and now one of the best in the league.
I guess if Aaron Gibson can be light on his feet, then Keith Traylor can, start his career as a linebacker, right?
Why not? He's right now listed at 340, and you wonder about that sometimes.
Yeah,
but he was, you know, back in his day, let's say it that way, he was a lot smaller. Lions need about 2.5 yards. Zipped in there, and Bill Schrader has it knocked out by Tillman.
Well, part of it is Tillman with the coverage, but this Lions receiving corps has really struggled hanging on to the football. They've got more drops than any other team in the National Football League by far. And so while a lot of criticism has been leveled at Joey Harrington, you have to look at what's going on with the players around him. Look at that, Kurt. I mean, 65% more than the next worst, which is the Redskins.
I'm amazed how you did that math just sitting right here.
I did it last night.
Fake the punt. Nick Harris throws it out, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was the safety, Bracy Walker, who went out there on the fake punt, and they'll turn it over deep in their own territory. There is a flag down on the play, however, and it's picked up. No flag. We'll be back.
This December, the Fairley Brothers invite you to experience a private moment between brothers.
Hey, what's a 4-letter word for snatch?
Grab. All right. Oopsie.
Hey, you guys are stuck together.
I'm open! From the directors of Dumb and Dumber and There's Something About Mary. Matt Damon.
You apologize to me. Hey, don't you walk away from me.
Greg Kinnear.
You better run.
Stuck on You. This film is not yet rated. December 12th.
My name is David Alexander. This time last year, I knew helicopters could fly. That's all I knew, period. And now I know this bird inside and out. The first time I actually flew, it was pretty exciting, pretty nerve-wracking. The instructor took off, flying along at 1,000 feet, and then the instructor said, "You have the controls." I'm like, oh my God, I'm flying. And if you think that's cool, wait till you see what I'm gonna do next.
Fasten your seatbelts. See if David can handle it. Only at GoArmy.com.
Do you have the right truck?
Black coffee to go.
Does your truck have better resale value than Ford and Dodge? A Silverado half-ton pickup does.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, is this your truck? What's it going for?
What do you mean, what's it going for?
Let me make you an offer.
It's not for sale.
Leave it here, it's for sale.
It's not for sale.
Silverado, it's the right truck from Chevy. Silverado is the only full-size pickup available with OnStar.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chevy Silverado. It's the right truck.
And welcome back to Ford Field. And before today's game, it was a very special moment. 40 members of the 88th Regional Readiness Command joined the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears in honor of Veterans Day coming up this Tuesday. And of course, everyone at Fox Sports and the NFL recognizes the commitment of those who currently serve or have served in our country's armed forces. Guys?
Well, thanks, Jennifer. I know one guy, Kurt, that's certainly going to recognize Veterans Day with special feelings is Charles Tillman, whose dad was a career Army guy and whose uncle is still serving in the Army and is over in Iraq right now.
Bears take over at the 37-yard line. Quick pass, Des White. And White will pick up 4 yards on the play. Brian Walker on the tackle. And we saw during the break as well that the linebacker Barrett Green, the fastest linebacker on this Lions team, went out of the ball game, going to the locker room to have an injury taken care of. Charles Tillman sitting over there on the sideline right now, trying to catch his breath while his team's on offense.
You see all the military moves Charles Tillman made as a kid whose dad worked in the Army.
Anthony Thomas stacked up at the line of scrimmage. James Davis, who's in the ball game, replacing the injured Barrett Green with the tackle.
Well, Kurt, we wanted to talk about Veterans Day, but really to go back to the fake punt that got the Bears in this field position. And you take a look at it, and Bracy Walker actually has this ball in his hands. Watch what Bobby Gray does. Watch him with his hand right there. He pops that ball out of his hand right there, and that's how close it was, because Bracy Walker, if he hangs on, he's got a first down. But I'd say it was more a credit to Bobby Gray than it was a mistake by Bracy Walker.
And it gave the Bears the ball in Lion territory at the 37-yard line. They need the 27 to convert. Chandler going up top. Des White. Flags all over the place as he was hand fighting with the rookie Terrence Holt.
And Terrence Holt's waving his hands like he thinks it's going to be against Des White, and it is.
Terrence Holt, the younger brother of the Rams, Torrey Holt.
Well, if you're a defensive back and your brother's Torrey Holt, you know about pushing and shoving, right? You know who pushes who and who shoves who and who can and who can't.
Like all little brothers, right?
That's right, yeah, and Des White clearly on that play pushed off.
Pass interference, 80 offense. A 10-yard penalty, third down.
And I'm going to tell you this, though, Kurt, as you watch the push off here by Des White, even if Des White doesn't get called, there it is right there, that ball is just overthrown by Chris Chandler.
Which we'll see if this works out to be something to their advantage, because now it's 3rd and 15, but it gives them another opportunity. Still needing the 27.
This is where you want to go to Gage, I think, right?
They give it to Desmond Clark, and Clark will be stopped 3 yards short of the first down. Boss Bailey. And the linebacker makes the first down saving tackle. 12 yards on the play, but not enough for first down.
The reason why I thought Gage, because all the big plays that the rookie has come up with, but certainly the Bears brought Desmond Clark in here as a free agent and had tremendous expectations for him as a big target in the middle of the field.
Paul Ettinger, who already has a 44-yard kick, now goes from 48 yards away. His unique style, back turn, gets the power, and that's blocked. He's had only 2 misses all year, both blocks by this Detroit Lion team. And this time it was Jared DeVries getting a hand on it.
Of all the struggles, Kurt, that the Lions have had this season, there's one area where they are in the top 10 in every category, and that's special teams.
We got a problem here. Tower 12, weather's moving it.
Heading up. Do you have the right truck? Does your truck have a Duramax diesel? Does it have an Allison transmission? Silverado. It's the right truck from Chevy. Silverado is the only full-size pickup available with OnStar.
Your boss expects a report in 1 hour. But it's a gorgeous 74 degrees outside. So you handle it like a true professional. With a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can work wirelessly in thousands of places, even Bryant Park, under your favorite tree. Intel Centrino mobile technology.
John Lynch and his mom brought Chuck Flynn new Campbell's Chunky Grilled Chicken and Sausage Gumbo. It filled him up right.
Tell me what else? What else should he be doing?
Sure beats another frozen dinner. Chuck ate heartily. Later, his buddies ate their hearts out.
Fox Tuesday, that 70 show brings you 1 full hour of fun on a special night.
Working with someone you have had sex with is the worst thing ever. I don't know how Donnie and Marie do it.
Then, on an all-new 24.
He's closing in on the virus.
The crisis takes a turn.
Get out of the way! Move!
That no one is prepared for.
No! Tony! The virus is out!
An all-new 24 after a special hour of that 70 show. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Jared DeVries and the Lions special teams giveth, and they taketh away. They didn't get that fake punt, turn the ball over at the 37-yard line, but Chuck Prefer's team blocked that field goal to keep it at 3-3.
Yeah, Chuck Prefer, as I said, Kurt, his special teams groups are in the top 10 in every category, despite all the struggles this Lions team has had.
Avon Coburn looking for some running room, picks up 3 yards on the play. Philip Daniels on the tackle. But we've seen this before. Just 2 weeks ago when these teams met in Chicago, the Lions got the block on what was the only other miss all season long. And that was blocked by DeVries, and so is this one.
And they blocked it right from the same spot, just to the right of the center. And I tend to agree with what Terry Bradshaw said in the pregame show, that it's coaches that make players great. And I think Prefer is making these special teams players pretty darn good.
Harrington over the middle to Corey Schlesinger. And a rumbling fullback goes into Bear territory before being stopped by Warwick Holman. But he's at the 49-yard line of Chicago.
You know, Corey Schlesinger really, Kurt, is a complete fullback. I mean, he's got the muscle and he's got the strength. He's a heck of a lead blocker. He'll come at you full force. But he also, you know, he had the touchdown catch in last week's win over the Raiders. So he shows that he's got hands and he's, you know, he can go out as a receiver, and he does a pretty good job running the ball at times as well.
But he tells you he likes to hit people. Right now lined up at fullback. Gets a chance to hit someone, blocking for Avon Coburn. Coburn will pick up just a yard on the play.
And he only got 1 yard, but it wasn't because Schlesinger didn't get his shot. In fact, he gets so many shots, Kurt, that he has destroyed or disabled 23 face masks.
What's amazing about that is only one other guy on the team has ruined one. He's ruined 23.
Now that's his regular helmet, and then they have to have a backup helmet for Corey Schlesinger. He's the only player on the team that has his own backup helmet.
Oh, you need it. 23 in 8 games.
He's going to auction them all off to charity.
Harrington zips it out to Casey Fitzsimmons. And Fitzsimmons getting the start today in place of Michael Ricks already has 3 catches. That one for 17 yards.
The thing I want to know about Schlesinger auctioning off his face mask to charity, I mean, like, let's say you get it, right? What are you going to do with it? I guess you could take one of his nicknames or something. Say, you know, the Anvil, you know what I mean? Come up with a little plaque or something.
Build your own shrine to Corey Schlesinger in your living room.
Sledge, Ram Man. Look, there's only been one other mask broken, and that was Jeff Gooch.
First down at the 31-yard line. Harrington for Anderson.
Nice.
Too far incomplete.
I'll tell you what, that was a pretty nice throw by Joey Harrington. Anderson had some tight coverage on him, and that's 2 deep throws in a row by Joey Harrington. I think if Harrington's going to evolve, and if this team is going to go anywhere, this is the kind of play that they've got to run. It's just out of his reach.
But at least the threat is now there once again.
It is, and the pass he made to Casey Fitzsimmons was perfect.
Sean Bryson hit right at the line of scrimmage. Alfonso Boone with the tackle.
And Alfonso Boone, I think Boone benefits from having Keith Traylor in there, because Traylor's always going to draw a crowd. Here's Traylor right here, and then so Boone ends up with a single man on him, just Ray Brown, and he's able to spin off of Ray Brown's block and make that play in the backfield.
Boone originally drafted by the Detroit Lions, 7th round back in 2000. In fact, he was the next to last pick in the entire draft that year. You know, and Mike Green, who's also on the Bears secondary, was the last pick in that draft.
Mike Green's another big hitter. You know, I think if you're the Chicago Bears, you say, well, we're 3-5. They got to win today to keep it alive. They got a lot of young players on this team, and I think give them hope for the future.
Blitz coming. Harrington hit as he throws, completes it out to Reggie Schwinton, and Schwinton down to the 14-yard line. Jerry Azuma with the tackle, but give the Lions 16.
You know, Kurt, Harrington does it again. The pocket is collapsing around him. Instead of throwing it away, instead of panicking, he waits. See, he's looking this way. He's got to come back to Swinton. Swinton is not his primary, and that pocket is starting to disintegrate. But if he hangs onto the ball and lets his receivers come open, he certainly has the arm and the accuracy to pick up those first downs.
Swinton's first catch of the year. Off the play fake. Harrington all kinds of time. And just gets rid of that one. Wise decision.
Yeah, now that one he's got to throw away, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that one he waited. He was looking for Schrader in the back of the end zone. You know, Schrader actually put his hand up, saying, you know, I'm open, but he really wasn't open. And if it's one thing that has plagued Joey Harrington, Kurt, this season, it has been interceptions.
Well, one thing we're seeing, at least on this drive, is it seems as though Harrington is playing with a little more confidence than he did even early on in this ball game. He's a young guy who has had to struggle with his confidence, never having been in a position to be losing before at the University of Oregon nor in high school. He's struggling right now, but seems to be bouncing back on the other side. And there's another drop by the Lions. Avon Coburn can't handle that one. And part of the reason that Steve Mariucci told us that, it seems as though Harrington struggles at times with his confidence is because his receivers don't help him out enough.
Yeah, that's right. And, there's been some drops today. And then the last time they played, they had a similar situation where Harrington's throwing these shorter passes. They're easy passes. They're passes that you should catch, passes that you've got to catch. But they were being dropped. They were dropped in the first game. And we've seen a couple drops again today.
They've had 3 so far in this ball game. Empty backfield. They can get a first at the 5. Az Hakim makes a move. Can't make a second one to get past Jerry Azuma, though, and he'll be stopped 2 yards short. Well, he got by Bobby Gray to start things off, but couldn't do it twice.
Yeah, and I know that the Lions brought Az Hakim in here to do that kind of thing, to catch the ball short and then make something happen after the catch. But I think Hakim has been so beaten up that he's lost that ability. But again, watch the protection that Joey Harrington has. And again, Kurt, I think he needs to hang on to this ball. He's got good protection from his offensive line, and let that play develop a little bit more.
Jason Hansen from 25 yards away. And so his second field goal, the first from 24, that one from 25, gives the Lions the lead, 6-3.
Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
Well, Joey Harrington led the Lions to another field goal. He was 4 for 6 passing on that drive, and that was good enough to get them the 3 points they needed.
Yeah, 4 for 6, 52 yards, and the big one, Kurt, to Casey Fitzsimmons, which was a perfect throw that really got them down there in that field goal position.
So Jason Hansen, who has kicked both field goals for the Lions, set to kick it off to Jerry Azuma. We saw him leave the game with an injury earlier, but has been back in the secondary and now back to return kicks once again. At the 2. Azuma threw a hole down the sideline, and that's why he's leading the National Football League in kick returns, averaging 30 yards a return before this game. Took that one back for 45.
He really changes directions quick. You know, Kurt, though, you talk about the scoring drive, 11 plays, 55 yards. They use up a good amount of time, but 52 of those 55 yards came from Joey Harrington throwing the football. You know, this Bears defense is 7th in the National Football League in pass defense. So Harrington is putting together a nice day for himself against a good pass defense.
Bears on first down. Chandler pump fakes. Then up top, Des White was open, had to go down to make the catch, but it's good enough for a gain of 13.
Boy, Chandler's pump fake really went to work on Doug Evans. Evans got turned around and backed way off of Des White. Take a look. Watch Evans here and watch him just get turned totally around. He bites on that pump fake, and you see that Des White is just wide open. I'll tell you what, Doug Evans last week had that happen to him with Jerry Rice. Rice was wide open. He caught the ball. Evans came up and forced a fumble.
2-minute warning here in Detroit. It's been all field goals so far.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller. There's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Where's the line between you and everyone else? You sense it shifting, blurring, fading. So you question things. You think about things. You don't settle. You don't compromise. You don't want to buck the system. You just want to give it a little nudge. We get that. At Miller, we don't compromise either. It's why we cold filter Miller Genuine Draft for the fresh, smooth taste of draft beer. It's why we created the first light beer, the beer that's great tasting and less filling. Because at Miller, we believe there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Come in now for TGI Fridays double glazed ribs. They're basted with our rich Tennessee glaze, then finished with Friday's tangy barbecue sauce. Tear into double glazed ribs. Only at Fridays.
2 minutes on the game clock away from the Visa halftime report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy with all the latest NFL scores and highlights from around the league. On the Fox Sports ticker, we'll keep you updated with up to the second steps. On first down, Marty Booker, and Booker will pick up 4 yards on the reception.
That's really nice reaction by Boss Bailey, because Bailey's a linebacker. He's out there against a Pro Bowl wide receiver with coverage in the zone underneath.
Bears going with a hurry up. Chandler hands it off to Robbie Abdullah, and there's Robert Porcher back after missing last week's game with a hip injury, making the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, the Lions' all-time leading sack artist makes this play, Kurt, because he's rushing the passer against Aaron Gibson, and he gets to the edge, and he's able to athletically come around. Watch Porcher. He actually beats Aaron Gibson around the edge so quickly on the draw that he's playing for the pass, but he ends up making the play on the run.
And forces the Bears to use their first timeout. 1:19 left to go here in the first half. Ball on the 40-yard line. Chris Chandler and the Bears offense trying to get some points before they go to halftime.
And if you look at the numbers here, the offense really has been Chandler and the passing offense. Anthony Thomas only 5 carries for 16 yards, Kurt.
Averaging just over 3, and he was averaging a career high 4.9 a game coming into today. And we mentioned 3 of his last 4 contests over 100 yards, averaging 110 yards in that span, but struggling to get it going today.
And I think in the first 2 games, Anthony Thomas only carried the ball 16 times, and a lot of people felt that if the Bears were going to be a playoff team, they had to get the ball to him more and have that offensive balance.
They need the 30 for the first down. Chandler tried to zip it in there to Marty Booker, but he couldn't. Barrett Green and Boss Bailey in there on the coverage.
Well, remember before we said Boss told us that the quickness does not overwhelm him in this league? You're darn right it doesn't. Again, coverage by Boss Bailey on Marty Booker. Watch him here. He plays it perfectly. He reads the route, and watch him get his hand right in there and break that pass up. That is outstanding, Kurt, for a rookie linebacker to cover a Pro Bowl wide receiver and break the play up.
He is not shy about playing against anybody in this league, nor should he be with his skills. Brad Maynard, high arcing kick. Bounces inside the 5-yard line, and it'll be good for the Bears as Hunter Hillenmeyer is able to down it at the 4. Only 35 yards on that punt, but that's exactly what the Bears wanted. Keep in mind, we've got the Visa halftime report just over a minute away as JB, Terry, Howie, and the boys. I guess the boys would be Jimmy, since he was the only one I didn't mention. They'll have all the scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker will get you updated on everything that's going on.
Now, how about those guys, Terry and Howie today, quoting Macbeth?
They did some research during the week.
So you're saying they were doing it off a cards?
That was not spontaneous, trust me.
Well, I know if there's one guy there that could quote Macbeth, it's JB.
And he wasn't the one you said it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all right. You said Howie
well, they did,
and
though.
Jimmy.
Hey, you got to give them an A for effort.
Notice you didn't say Terry either way, whether it was
No, it was Terry. Oh, did I meant it was Terry and Howie.
Oh, I know it was off a card now. First down for the Lions. Sean Bryson rumbling forward for 3 yards on the play. And the Lions appear to be content to run out the clock here at the end of the first half.
Well, we thought we were going to see a lot more of Sean Bryson in this first half, Kurt, but Steve Mariucci has not been able to establish any kind of balance with his offense. The run game has really been shut down by the Chicago Bears defense. And this is a defense that statistically, if you look at it, they've struggled against the run. But if you really break it down, over the last 3 weeks, they've gotten extremely good at stopping the run.
There's Bryson again on second down. And he's going to get out to the 14-yard line. Alex Brown with the tackle. And that will be it. The running back by committee not working for the Lions in the first half, but the foot of Jason Hanson was. He's got 2 field goals, one from 25 yards away and one from 24. On the other side, Paul Ettinger has a kick good from 43 yards away, and that's the scoring in the first half.
And as we see Joe Harrington going into halftime, Kurt, I think you have to credit him with some nice downfield passes that got Hanson into field goal range.
And the Lions lead at halftime 6-3 here at Ford Field. Coming up next is the Visa halftime report. JB in the game from LA coming your way.
Get ready for the rush. NASCAR returns to Fox, February 2004.
A storied rivalry is renewed as Favre leads the Pack's postseason charge, while Sapp and the Bucks look to get back in the playoff hunt. It's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader next week, 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Fox 17 Sports turns up the heat with a gridiron grill. The highlights, the lowlights. We're breaking down the game. If you've got an opinion on the Lions game, get ready to give it. Your chance to vent. Ashcroft from the game. Tony in studio. Catch the Gridiron Grill live from GP Sports today after the game on Fox 17.
At 10, it's news. At 11, it's history. Somebody told me that Fox 17 News at 10 fans share their popcorn. Is that?
Oh, yeah. You can have some.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's not every day you find fun and function all in one. But Chrysler PT Cruiser isn't your everyday vehicle. Surprising versatility ups the fun factor, while fold flat seats, air, tilt, power windows, and steering add to function. Plus, get our 770 powertrain limited warranty. And right now, get a $2,000 cash allowance or 0% APR financing for 36 months on PT Cruiser. Get one of the best values in America, PT Cruiser, at your Chrysler dealer today.
This is our chatty family pack. All calls between these phones are free. That would mean this one can call that one. Call this one. Call that one. Call that one. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is the perfect family plan.
Shouldn't the perfect family plan include a home phone, too?
Do we think alike or what? Only Alltel gives you family-to-family minutes, so your mobile-to-mobile plan also includes your home phone. Connect your family with up to 5 phones for 99 cents each. 1,000 family-to-family minutes and unlimited nights and weekends. A better plan for the whole family?
You got that right.
Alltel.
A 6,500-pound towing capacity. Just one of the many reasons the trail-rated Jeep Grand Cherokee is so capable. Get 0% financing for 60 months or a $3,500 cash allowance, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. If it's not trail-rated, it's not a Jeep 4x4. The best values in America just got better.
You're watching Fox 17, West Michigan's Fox.
Lions leading the Bears 6-3 at halftime. On the way to the locker room, our Jennifer Hammond had a chance to speak with the Lions head coach Steve Mariucci.
All right, Coach, obviously in the first half you guys did things very well defensively. How satisfied are you with your passing game?
Well, to mention the defense, very good. A lot of 3 and outs. We faked the punt here, and we stopped them, blocked the field goal. That was huge. And you know, our passing game, we're making some plays down the field, but we need to make more. We need to score touchdowns instead of field goals.
How important is it to continue to stretch the field?
Well, it's always going to be important, and we got to make plays down the field, protect Joey, and catch the ball down there, and we'll do some of that.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Guys, back upstairs.
Scores and highlights from LA next.
Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
Fox Tuesday, that 70s show brings you one full hour of fun on a special night.
My baby is all grown up. I am so freaking old.
That 70s show. Then what Jack Bauer sacrificed in the past.
I love you so much, Kim.
I love you too, Dad.
Is nothing compared to what he'll give up next.
We need to find your son. We need to find him now.
Television's most thrilling series is about to take a turn that no one is prepared for.
Tony, the virus is out.
An all-new 24. It all starts at 8 Fox Tuesday. Fox tonight, it's the mother of all season premieres. Can Homer finally bond with the mom he never knew?
Look, I'm riding by myself.
The Simpsons season premiere, part of a full hour. Then Malcolm's family's broke and desperate for diapers.
They're shoplifting.
Then I'm shoplifting.
How far will Hal go to get some? A new Malcolm, followed by Ron Howard's Arrested Development.
It's a bird.
It all starts with King of the Hill at 7 tonight on Fox Laugh Out Loud Sunday.
The National Football League family is committed to supporting the courageous men and women serving in the U.S. Armed Forces in the Mideast. But the fight for freedom is not without loss. And the NFL urges you to join us and the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund in supporting the military families of those heroes who have sacrificed their lives in the service of our country. Please visit NFL.com/HeroesFund and help support those families in need.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
The Chicago Bears have won 5 out of the last 6 meetings between these two squads, but right now it is the Lions on top by a field goal, 6-3 in that one, TB. All right, take it next.
All right, Stephen Davis, injured right ankle, not playing in this game against Tampa Bay. Back goes Johnson. One of the things he has done repeatedly the last 2 weeks is create turnovers. 5 interceptions in those 2 losses. This one by Mike Winter goes back 29 yards, 7-0 Carolina. Jay Delhomme, outstanding job managing the football team. Avoids the rush, gets this to Steve Smith, led to a field goal, 10-0 Carolina Panthers. Now, Jay Delhomme in the second quarter, play action out of his end zone. Looking down the field, ball intercepted by Tim Walmsley. He will then return it, 23-yard touchdown. It's 10-7 Carolina over the Buccaneers at the half. Michael Strahan hugging former coach Dan Reeves, saying, "Hey, coach, how you doing? Bring it on." Warren Dunn says, "I'm bringing it on." Taking it up inside. Atlanta bounces to the outside, turns on that speed, 45-yard touchdown run. Atlanta up 7-0. And then Dorsey Levin going out of the eye, wants to go to the outside, back inside, lead 2-yard touchdown run, 7-all at the half. Steve Spurrier hard answering questions about whether or not he'll fulfill the 5-year contract. Well, looks bad early for the Washington Skins as Hasselbeck finds Ingram, touchdown 7-3. Then all of a sudden, Seahawks are driving again. Feel like they're going to get a blitz. Screen this time to Max Strong down to the 2-yard line. Touchdown by Sean Alexander, 14-3. And then back comes Patrick Ramsey. Post route to Lavernius Cole over the middle, sets it up at 14-10. And then Rod Garner out, corner of the end zone, leaps, takes it away. 14-yard touchdown. We're tied up at 17-all at the half. Joe Green, former teammate of mine, Hall of Fame defensive tackle, Pittsburgh Steelers, North Texas State. I can go on and on. That's Tommy Maddox, though. 9-yard touchdown.
Who was his roommate at North Texas State? No, he wasn't. Oh, Cedric Hardman.
There you go.
That's right.
7-3 at the half. I'm way behind him.
Priest Holmes, 13th and 14th touchdowns of the season. They're ahead of that one, as are the Titans, comfortably ahead of Miami. Miami has won the last 5 meetings between these squads. Colts off to their best start since 1977. And Cincinnati looking for their 3rd straight victory at home, all knotted at 17. Jimmy, I'll just ask you open-ended about Detroit and Chicago.
Well,
absolutely.
A little lacking in offense right now.
A little?
Only 3 field goals and only 9
total first downs between the two teams, but I promise you the second half there'll be more.
It sounds like a defensive struggle the way I guess.
When did you go into the meat business?
What? What did I do? That's what
The
I
way
say
you
this
butchered
time.
those highlights?
All I want to know is, what is Lavernius? What's his last name?
Lavernius Coles. And then there's a D in that Gardner. You got a Gardner scored. I'm just checking, my man. That's all.
I'm going to tell you what. I think our viewers out there understand that we do these extremely
Throw
fast.
it right out here.
But I will
Waist
let the
high.
Villanova Flash do these.
Our viewers were probably looking for a bit more substance as far as halftime information, but quite frankly, there wasn't an awful lot to deliver, so we'll just let you know that the second half, of course, between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions will be coming your way, not for this market, but for another one.
It's a good thing. I'm sure they don't want to see me do it again.
Golf?
No, I don't.
But you have Comcast digital cable. You have access to more sports than I could only dream of.
Oh, well, I just got it for all the movie channels. I never, ever watch sports. It's on sale now, so you can get it, too.
I'll call you.
Comcast digital cable. Just $49.99 per month for 6 months.
It was fast. We made it faster. It was smart. We made it smarter. Until it was as close to perfect as it's ever come. And that's saying something. Introducing the new, more powerful ES330. At Harvey Lexus of Grand Rapids.
Stick around after the game. It's the Gridiron Grill live from GP Sports on Fox 17.
Rich Eisen hosts NFL Total Access, only on NFL Network.
Back in Detroit here as we get ready for the end of halftime and the start of the third quarter.
You still got food in your mouth.
I feel like Watley Wabbit. That's what I feel like I'm saying right now. Kurt Menefee along with Tim Green. And so far, not a whole lot of offense in the first half, 6-3, but things that both teams can build on.
Yeah, I think Terry Bradshaw said it best. It's been a defensive struggle. However, the Lions do have the edge, and the reason they've got the edge is Joey Harrington pushed the ball downfield a little bit. Not a lot. Now, if he does it a lot, I think they'll start to get some touchdowns. But he pushed it down the field a little bit successfully. First with this pass here to Scotty Anderson that set up the first field goal. And then this one here thrown perfectly on a seam route to Casey Fitzsimmons to set up the second field goal. I'll tell you, Kurt, the thing that I'm surprised about so far is that Chandler hasn't put together very good numbers. And here you see Joey Harrington's numbers. A lot of short passing, success on those short passes. But it's these two here that really have led to the scores. I think they've got to do more of that. And I'm also a little surprised that neither team's been able to run.
I'm surprised in the fact that you mentioned Chris Chandler, and with the secondary problems that the Lions have had, including missing Dre Bly today, they haven't taken many shots deep, have the Bears offense.
Right, secondary problems, and also a pretty good core of wide receivers. I mean, you got Marty Booker, you got Des White, who's got great speed. You've got the rookies Wade and Gage, who have been really outstanding over the last couple of weeks. I would expect very much to see Chris Chandler starting to push the ball downfield to test that Lions secondary with his wide receiver core.
Taking a look at the first half stats, we can see that neither team was able to run the ball. 14 and 16 yards on the ground, getting most of their yards through the air.
Yeah, you're right, and that is the sign, as Terry said, of a defensive struggle when neither team has success running the football. And I think that, Kurt, you're probably going to see both teams try to continue to throw the ball, and then if they have success doing that, especially downfield, it may open up the run, especially for Chicago with Anthony Thomas.
Jason Hansen, who had the 2 first half field goals, kicks this one to the 9-yard line. Jerry Azuma. Shows that speed again. Tackle down on the sideline. No flags on the play. Jeff Gooch brought him down. And so we'll see Chris Chandler first. You saw the numbers for Chandler in the first half. 11 of 18, 88 yards in the passing department. No touchdowns. More importantly, no interceptions.
Well, the thing about Chandler really is he's got a quick release, and he's got a very accurate arm, and he's got a nice deep ball. So far today, we've not really seen his deep ball, Kurt, and I would expect that we're going to see it here sooner than later.
Beginning at the 33, Anthony Thomas. Gain of 4 on the play. And Thomas couldn't really get it going in the first half. Only 5 carries for 16 yards and a little extracurricular activity going on, as they say.
Desmond Clark getting into it with Robert Porsche.
Thomas coming back to the Michigan area. Ann Arbor, not that far away. Went to the University of Michigan before being a second-round draft pick, and told us he's got about 20 tickets for this game with family and friends. There's Thomas again. Lowers his shoulder and keeps on pushing. He'll pick up 4 more yards on the play. Let's pick up Jennifer Hammond down there on the sideline.
All right, thanks, guys. In the place that Steve Mariucci could least afford to lose players to injury, the secondary, Rod Babers out because of a shoulder injury. Also, Bracy Walker has returned doubtful with a hand injury.
All right, as you said, that's one spot. They have brought guys in and out. They have 5 players on the roster in the secondary who were released by someone else during this season. So really struggling to keep healthy bodies back there. The Lions have been all season long. Third and short. That one broken up. Boss Bailey once again intended for Desmond Clark.
If they think that they're finding a pass mismatch with their receivers against Boss Bailey, they better reconsider the strategy, because that's not the first pass we've seen Boss Bailey break up. His coverage today has been outstanding. This time he's covering Desmond Clark, but heck, we've seen him cover Marty Booker. So maybe if you're down by defensive back, maybe they may move Boss Bailey just into the defensive backfield.
Reggie Swinton back to take the punt at the 14. Tackled from behind by Ahmad Merritt. Joey Harrington looking to go out for the first time in this second half, owning a 3-point edge.
Searching other websites for low fares? Better get comfortable. Just go to southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by November 13th.
You are now free to move about the country.
I'm looking at him right now. He's perfect.
The new Jetta. For some people, it's a perfect fit.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Bears and Lions a little sleepy on offense to start this one out. Sean Bryson caught in the backfield by Alex Brown. Loss of 2 on the play.
And the Bears defensively continue to just eliminate the Lions running game. Of course, you know, the Lions running game, Kurt, has struggled all season, mainly because they don't have James Stewart. And as Steve Mariucci said yesterday, they've been running by committee. They've tried Bryson, who actually looked pretty good last week, started to come on. They've tried Coburn, they've tried Alandis Gary, but they've had no real consistency. You see their average per season is not that great. Today it's just pitiful.
On 2nd and long, Harrington lost the football, and it looked like the Lions have recovered it. Did that ball just come out of his hand as he was getting ready to throw it? Eric Beverly fell on top of it to save the turnover.
I would imagine that it looked to me like Alex Brown may have slapped that thing out of there.
No, as Alex Brown did get it.
He does, yeah. He slaps it right out of there and forces a fumble. So that's a sack and a fumble for Alex Brown.
Listen to you, an old defensive lineman, counting that sack first, aren't you?
Yeah.
Forget the fact that they didn't get the ball and all that.
No,
First thing you say, that's a sack. You guys look for it wherever you get it, right?
Absolutely.
Then eat the 37. That was batted down by Philip Daniels.
Yeah. They let Philip Daniels through. The Bears came with a 3-man rush only. And Stocker McDougal lets Philip Daniels through too soon. It's a screenplay, so they're setting it up. They want to let him through, but they want to get a little bit more of a chip on him. Watch Philip Daniels. Here's Stocker McDougal. McDougal actually goes for the cut and misses it. And it's nice athleticism by Philip Daniels just to tip this ball down.
Active start by the front 4 of the Bears here in the 2nd half.
The defensive struggle continues.
Bad kick by Nick Harris. Already has 1 punt for only 32 yards today, and that one will be spotted right at the 50-yard line. That one good for just 32 as well.
Thanks for taking care of them today. Let's go, fight.
The 2004 Jetta. New look, same get up and go.
I don't know how he does it.
I'm wanted in 4 states, but it's all good. Got me new driver's license and a sweet new pickup. V8, baby, 500 horsepower. Oh, and 4 of them mud flaps with the naked ladies on them. Mamacita. And the best part is, it's all free. Yeah, well, for me at least.
Introducing Citi Identity Theft Solutions. Free with any Citi card. Help getting your life back? That's using your card wisely.
Look, I need the closest locksmith to 37th and Lewis.
Hold on. 555-8123.
You're the Sparrow, huh?
Yeah.
Get what you need from the internet faster. Get SBC Yahoo DSL for just $26.95 a month when you sign up online. And you could win a trip to the Nokia Sugar Bowl. One more way, we bring it all home.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Introducing new Levitra. It's a new choice. And it's here now. Ask your doctor if a free sample is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
Back in Detroit, Kurt, and I said that Chicago's run defense has gotten better and better. Weeks 1 through 4, 5.2 yards a carry average. 5 through 7, they got better weeks 8 and 9, and then today 1.2 yards a carry, only 14 yards by this Detroit offense. So the Bears and Greg Blasch's front 4 doing a nice job controlling the line of scrimmage.
Anthony Thomas with a short pickup of 2 yards as the offense takes over.
You know, Greg Blasch in the offseason was a guy whose name was kind of batted around a little bit as a head coach. And, you know, I always thought Blasch had that about him. You know, he's got that charisma. You know what I'm saying? And he's a guy who brings a certain energy, and I think he gets a lot out of his players.
And Blasch, one of the finalists for the job with the San Francisco 49ers before they surprised everyone and hired Dennis Harrison. Anthony Thomas with his best run of the day. going to be about a yard short of that first down. Robert Porcher on the tackle.
And that's
a gain of 7.
Yeah, and this play here, it's kind of characteristic of when Anthony Thomas is at his best. He's a straight ahead runner. He runs strong. He runs right up through the middle. He usually, as I said before, looks for a block from Olin Kreutz.
They need to get it right on top of the 40-yard line for the first down. Thomas will get it. Ran it for 5 yards. Barrett Green with the tackle, but a first down for the Bears.
Yeah, and a really nice hole opened up on a short yardage play for the Bears, and it's Kreutz. Again, right up there in the center. You see Kreutz and Valerio. There's Gibson. And they give Anthony Thomas some nice space to run in and pick up the first down.
Ball on the 36-yard line. There's Thomas again. Maybe a yard if he's lucky. Stacked up right about the line of scrimmage. Earl Holmes on the tackle. But they're feeding the A-train here a little bit more consistently than they did in the first half of this ball game, and that's something I think people would expect out of this team. You look at this guy. I mean, you go back, offensive rookie of the year 2 years ago. Since then, people thought he dipped down last year, but he got hurt in week 12 with that broken finger. Had 700 yards on the way to 1,000 that season, but the knock against him became he was a bust after year 1. But he has bounced back strongly this year. Picks up the blitz. Marty Booker. Booker with his biggest reception in his first game back from that ankle injury. 23 yards.
And you know what? Using Anthony Thomas, they started to pound away at this Lions defense. And what the Lions did was they said, all right, let's put 8 up in the box to stop Anthony Thomas. They took the safety, put him in the middle of the field, and that left a huge, huge soft spot in the zone. So really, it's Anthony Thomas pounding away at this Lions defense that brought 8 guys up to the line of scrimmage, and then they snuck the ball into Booker behind him.
First down at the 12-yard line, Anthony Thomas. And Thomas will pick up just a little bit more than a yard, and, you know, he's a guy who talked about his rookie year. I think if you feed him the ball, he can be as good as any back in the league.
I was surprised to see these numbers here, Kurt, because you think about the Bears, and you always think about the great runners, Peyton and Sayers and Anderson, and then you look at Anthony Thomas's numbers through 32 games, and they're very comparable with those other great Chicago Bears running backs.
Only Peyton has averaged more yards per game, and that's 83 versus 75. He's better than Gale Sayers and twice as good as Neil Anderson.
Now, it doesn't put him in that class, but it tells you that he has the potential early on to be in that class one day.
Chandler gets rid of that one. Couldn't find an open receiver. Incomplete.
I think the Lions secondary really has done a heck of a job. When you think about Doug Evans just coming in and being new, and Walker and Harris, and then they've got Terrence Holt in there. You've got some guys that are really kind of auxiliary players, emergency players that have held up pretty well against this Bears passing game. Don't forget Boss Bailey.
Bears can get a first if they get it to the 2. Chandler towards the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago Bears. Desmond Clark, the tight end, with the touchdown catch.
I'll tell you, Kurt, outstanding protection by the Bears offensive line to allow this play to develop. Watch this blocking up front, especially Aaron Gibson right here against Kalimba Edwards. And so Chris Chandler has time to wait and wait and wait, and Desmond Clark has time to get himself open.
Clark, the big free agent pickup as a tight end from the Miami Dolphins. There's Paul Ettinger with the extra point, and the Chicago Bears have their first lead of the ball game.
The images you are about to see are 100% authentic. The Xterra Owners Club has no fees and no dues. All you need is a Nissan Xterra and some proof. it's even easier to join the club with 0.9% financing and $1,500 cash back. The 100% authentic Nissan Xterra, now with 0.9% and $1,500 cash.
Check Sam Blitz. Check that safe. Watch 26. It's short two. Check go. Ready? Watch T.O. Watch T.O. Red. T.O.'s in motion. Hey, hey. Hey. Watch the ball. You were gonna block.
Man, I thought you were gonna run.
The reviews are in for the new comedy Arrested Development.
Excuse me.
No, they're good. TV Guide calls it the season's first great comedy.
You want a cage for that? No, I'm a magician.
What is your return policy, by the way?
Ron Howard's Arrested Development, all new after Malcolm tonight.
Well, Desmond Clark gets his second tight end of the year for the Bears, and Chicago goes on top 10-6.
Yeah, and of those 8 plays, Kurt, 5 of them were runs, and so I think they opened up the pass by running the football against this Lions defense.
Reggie Swinton takes the short kick. Starting on his 14, he's got running room. And suddenly it all disappeared. A return of 25 yards. Jerry Azuma with the tackle. Joey Harrington and the Lions trying to respond, down for the first time.
In 5 days, one movie will take America by storm. Master and Commander, rated PG-13, in 5 days.
No matter where you are, with Verizon wireless phones from Radio Shack, you can take and send pictures instantly. Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything. So come to Radio Shack, your wireless phone headquarters.
Isn't that?
Now get a $50 Radio Shack mail-in rebate with 2-year annual agreement when you buy and activate the new LG VX6000 with built-in digital camera. Send pictures to other phones and any email address. Radio Shack.
The powerful Nissan Altima. It looks good on the coast. It looks good in the city. It looks good in the country. And now with low 0.9 financing for 60 months, plus no monthly payments until 2004. Imagine how good it'll look in your driveway. The stylish Nissan Altima. Now with 0.9% financing.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. By Master and Commander, the year's most anticipated motion picture starring Russell Crowe, Friday. By NikeGridiron.com. And by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world.
You know, Tim, we're in Ford Field inside a dome, but the feeling of fall is all around. You got the Bears and the Lions going at it. The weather's turned cold. You got a close ball game. And right now, the Bears thinking if they can win this game, they're right back in the playoff hunt.
Right, and the defensive battle where the Bears' defensive line has started to take control of this game. We'll see if Harrington can get it back.
Starting at his own 39. Being pressured. Phillip Daniels and Alex Brown both coming hard.
Yeah, he doesn't get it back on that one. And, you know, Kurt, Phillip Daniels and Brown and Boone and Traylor, all these guys, I think, are really starting to pick up this game. And as I said, kind of take it over. And there's Phillip Daniels chasing Harrington from the pocket. And this is where the Lions hoped that they would not be. Again, Kurt, behind. They don't have the lead anymore, and now Harrington, the pressure just got turned up 2 notches.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10. Sean Bryson. Wow. Bryson will only get about 3 yards on the run.
Yeah, you know what?
Talk about earning those 3.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the D-line makes this play along with Lance Briggs with a 3-man front, Kurt. I mean, they're controlling the line of scrimmage with 3. Look at 1, 2, 3, and then watch Briggs, 55, the rookie. Watch him play this thing. And there you see, we talked about earlier, he kind of overcommits, but he's got the quickness to get back. So a 3-man line controlling the line of scrimmage with the help of the rookie linebacker, Briggs.
Got an injured Bear on the field. We'll take a quick timeout.
Then Boggs replaces your picture phone with dynamite and your head blows clean off. You do have an extra head, don't you, boy?
No, this is...
Props!
It's my commercial. It's my phone. It's mine. What's the matter, friend? Your phone don't take pictures. Uh-oh.
Smile, Debbie.
So who should we send it to?
Stop the press it.
Picture mail from Sprint. Now at Sprint stores. Get a PCS Vision picture phone for $99.99.
Ow!
You don't have it? And where will I find it?
When you can't seem to find a baseball that's been signed, that's on eBay. A new toy you can wind, a men's suit that's silk-lined, that's on eBay. Phones that ring, organize a thing, jazz or swing, nice bling-bling, that's on eBay. Buy today and it's on its way. Other users say you will feel okay, that's on eBay.
Sometimes in the face of insurmountable odds, unlikely heroes are born. As precious seconds ticked away, you took an impossible amount of data and turned it into something impossibly good. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Victory is yours.
Yes, really good. Martin Gramatica of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers helps United Way by volunteering in his community, teaching valuable skills to kids.
Uh-huh.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Microsoft. Your potential, our passion.
Bears linebacker Lance Briggs, the injured party, got up, walked off with no help. Stands on the sideline for a play to watch this on 3rd down. Lions needing the 49. Harrington. Up top, Scotty Anderson gets it into Bear territory. Forced out by Jerry Azuma, but give him 17 yards and a 1st down.
It's really good pickup, blitz pickup by the Lions offensive line. And again, Kurt, whenever the Lions make a big play, no coincidence that we see Joey Harrington hanging in there, waiting. He knows he's got Urlacher on him. Watch Urlacher right there. But he waits. He finds his open man and delivers it downfield. He's got to continue to do that if the Lions are going to win this football game.
6 of Harrington's 13 passes to a wide receiver. Last week only had 3 of 13 to a wide out. That's to the fullback, Corey Schlesinger. And Lance Briggs back in the ball game, makes a nice open field tackle.
Tell you want to talk about players and drop footballs. That was an amazing catch by Corey Schlesinger. That was one that probably should have been dropped. It was thrown right at his ankles. He reaches down and just scoops it up. Watch Schlesinger. I guess it wasn't as low as I thought.
Well, he's so low to the ground, it's hard to tell. Fitzsimmons goes in motion on 2nd down. There's Avon Coburn. He will go nowhere. Alex Brown in there on the tackle along with Mike Green.
I'll tell you, and this isn't the first time we've seen Alex Brown in the Lions backfield making a big play. Last drive, there's a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. There's that sack, and the Bears defensive line, and the defense has not had a lot of sacks this season. And then here's the last play right there, tackling Coburn in the backfield for another loss.
They have to get it to the 32 to get the first down. Yards to go on third down, long for both these teams all day. Across the middle, Scotty Anderson with the catch and a nice run after. Charles Tillman finally forced him out of bounds, but another big play by this Lions offense, 19 yards this time.
Boy, Kurt, Scotty Anderson looking almost explosive. Now, this is a route that normally is developed for Azazir Akeem. See, it's the crossing route right across the middle. Okay, so you catch it short, and then you put on the burners. And Scotty Anderson does a nice job. Watch it here. He just crosses right there. Gets himself open in the zone. And picks up another 15.
And remember, Scotty Anderson came into the game when Sean Jefferson went out early with an injury. From the 18-yard line, Harrington. Bryson. Jerry Azuma, another nice tackle in the open field.
That's still a nice play for the Lions because it's not third down, it's only first down. So when you check off and throw it to your underneath guy on first down, you end up with second and short, and now you're in a very good offensive position. That's exactly what Mooch wants. He wants to be in second and short and third and short situations.
Well, they pick up 6 yards, so it's a manageable 2nd and 4.
And you just saw that graphic. The 2 other times the Lions got into the red zone, the Bears defense shut them down.
Sean Bryson tripped up, falls forward. He's being chased by Joe Tafoya. Couldn't quite get away from him.
Again, it's this Bears defensive line and the penetration. This time it's Tafoya, but we've seen it from Alex Brown. Watch Tafoya right here. He's on the outside, and he's getting himself way upfield here. And also the middle was clogged up, and that forced Bryson to cut it to the outside. See, he wants to run that up the middle. But there's nothing doing there because Boone and Traylor just shut it down.
Lions can get a first down if they get it to the 8. 2 for 3 in this situation today. Hit from behind. He was in the motion of throwing, and so that'll be incomplete, and he's lucky he got rid of that. Alex Brown that close to another sack.
Alex Brown again, and this time he comes around Jeff Backus. He gets on the edge of Backus. Watch him right here. He works the edge on Backus, comes right around. That is a perfect outside move. Nice. If you're a defensive lineman.
Of course.
If you're Joey Harrington's mom, that's not nice at all. So the 3rd time today, the Lions got into the red zone, and the Bears, especially their defensive line, shut them down.
Jason Hanson is good from 24 and 25 today. Now trying one from 30 yards away. And he remains perfect on the season. Now 12 for 12 on the year. And that one makes it a 1-point ball game. Bears on top 10-9 late in the 3rd quarter.
So, Dan, do we have everything we need for this meeting?
It's all right here, sir.
Is your data backup as reliable as it should be?
Don't worry, sir. He told me everything.
Ours is. Bright Store Storage Software from Computer Associates.
Well, this great rivalry has featured a lot of close games. Today is another.
And Kurt, don't forget how the Bears came out offensively. They came out and they tried to throw the ball to set up the run with Anthony Thomas. And then here in the second half, what we saw them do, and they did it successfully, was they ran the ball with Anthony Thomas and then opened up the passing game for Chris Chandler, and the Bears got their first and only touchdown of the game. So you got to believe that they're going to continue to dance with the girl that brung them. Right? You heard that saying?
Are there any girls in uniform today?
No, but, you know, it's just a saying. You know?
Oh, okay.
You dance with a girl that brung. Whoever brought you to
Macbeth? Is that from Macbeth?
That's from Terry. I'm quoting Terry Bradshaw.
Okay, now that makes more sense. Something like Terry would say.
At least there were no farm animals in the quote.
Jerry Azuma brings it out of his end zone. Azuma. Penalty markers down on the play as he gets it out to the 34-yard line, showing why he is so dangerous. And that penalty will be against the Lions, so they'll tack on a few more.
Illegal use of hands, number 31 of the kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
Well, coming this February, the world's best drivers return to Fox for another season of high-speed thrills, bumper-to-bumper racing, and excitement. NASCAR returns to Fox this February. Of course, the points race going right down to the last weekend. Matt Kenseth, barring the biggest miracle of miracles, is going to win the Winston Cup Championship this season. After the penalty, ball's on the 39-yard line. Anthony Thomas. Thomas will get about 1.5 yards on that play. Nothing more.
If the Bears want the formula for their last touchdown to work, they're going to have to be able to run against a 7-man front that the Detroit Lions are in right now, because, you know, we talked about all game about the injuries and the replacements that the Lions defensively have with their secondary. And the way to help your secondary, your cornerbacks, is to take both of your safeties and back them up so they can play the deep pass. But then that means you have to stop the run with just your linemen and your linebackers.
Thomas again. Gets it out to the 44. Barrett Green with the tackle. And that's a pickup of 3 yards.
Well, Kurt talked a little bit about the last drive, and here was that formula. It was Anthony Thomas running the ball, picking up the tough yards on the ground, and then the very next play, the Lions shifted into an 8-man front. That opened it up for a deep pass to Booker, and then a few more runs with Anthony Thomas opened up the pass to Desmond Clark in the end zone.
Well, Thomas had 16 yards at halftime. He's up to 45 right now. Now going out to the wide receiver position. Empty backfield on 3rd down. Flags, free play for the Bears. Desmond Clark juggled it. It'll be incomplete, but they'll have the Lions offside.
Yeah, I think Chris Chandler may have used his famous hard count. You remember Boss Bailey told us that they practiced all week. They focused all week. Chandler uses the hard count. He uses the hard count, especially in critical situations when it's like 3rd and 5. And Chandler got him. Even though you know he's going to do it, he still gets you. What he does, he develops a rhythm, and they'll go on one, they'll go on one, they'll go on one, and then he'll give the hard count set, hut, like that, but it'll really be on 2. So the defense will jump on 1. They become conditioned like Pavlov's dogs.
We've got Macbeth, we've got Pavlov. I don't know if I'm educated enough to do this.
You are.
98 defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, results in the first down.
I'm inspired by Charles Tillman, right?
Somebody's got to be. That's on Kalimba Edwards.
Charles Tillman going through college in 3.5 years. Boy, he was very proud of that fact.
And he should be.
Yeah, he should be. Well, you knew he did it because he kept talking about
homework.
Practice and homework, practice and homework.
That may have been the first meeting I've had a guy talk about having to do homework.
And mention homework 3 times in the first 2 minutes.
The hard count gets the Bears the first down. Chandler over the middle. Too high. He had Des White.
He had him all right.
White had a step on Otis Smith, but Chandler just threw that one too hard.
And I think Chandler, you know, may have been affected by the rush of Porsche and James Hall. Because watch it here, White does a nice job. He breaks right there into the seam of that zone.
Missed opportunity for the Bears there. Bring in David Terrell as that 3rd wide receiver and hand it off. Anthony Thomas fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And it was Boss Bailey again, Kurt. Boy, he has been all over the football field. A lot of people wondered how long it would take him to develop because he's a tall guy. He's not exceptionally heavy. And sometimes tall guys have trouble, you know, with their hips and getting low. But he plays with great leverage, and he's incredibly active. We've seen him covering wide receivers downfield, and now we see him on a draw play making a tackle at the line of scrimmage.
He's got 5 tackles, and we've seen him break up several passes as well. They need to get it almost to the 40 for the first down. No flags on the play as Corey Harris. Now they get one late.
Late flag.
Marty Booker, the intended receiver, and Harris got there a bit early, and it took a long time to get that flag out.
The official might just have had it stuck in his pocket, because I got to say, it looked to me like Corey Harris hit him before the ball got there.
Defense. First down.
Here's Booker right there, and there's the shot.
Yep.
That's a great call by the official.
That's why I was surprised by the delay.
Yeah.
But as you said, maybe it got stuck in his pocket.
Yeah, that happens. You know, nobody's perfect.
Maybe he was reading Shakespeare. Has to divert his attention. So Corey Harris penalized, and that's a key penalty on 3rd down. Gives the Bears a first at the Lions' 45-yard line. The pitch to Thomas. Anthony Thomas picks up 2 more yards.
Number 35, Anthony Thomas, the ball carrier. Take a look at there's Harris with the hit. Let's see the flag and see if it. Oh, he dropped it. That's what happened. It fell. It was like he threw it with an empty hand. I think he had to get up and rethrow it.
Second effort always counts for something. Never quit the first time. Let that be the lesson. Through 3 quarters here in Detroit, Bears on top of the Lions, 10-9.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Well, what's your brother into?
Well, growing up, if it was cool, he had it.
Hey, dweebs, check it out.
What is it?
A VCR with remote.
Psych.
Well, DVDs are cool. So are video games. We also have the latest music. Or classic hits.
Mint.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Best Buy.
What attracts you to Chrysler Town & Country? All the great features behind this award winner. A V6, automatic, 7-passenger seating, and more. Topped off by our 770 powertrain limited warranty, it's one of the best values in America. And now get 0% APR financing on Town & Country. Or up to a $4,000 cash allowance, which includes an extra $500 when you get the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers DVD or VHS. Get all it takes to be an award winner at your Chrysler dealer today.
Flat. Sometimes small businesses hate the word flat, as in sales are flat. Other times they love it, as in one flat rate for all your calls, and savings that are flat out shocking. Introducing SBC Business Unlimited. Local service, unlimited toll, and nationwide long distance for a flat $58.99 for the first line. Guaranteed. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
Get Straight Talk. Tonight on Fox 17 News at 10.
Start of the 4th quarter here in Detroit. Bears and Lions in a close one, 10-9 right now. Chicago trying to hold on to that lead here and get their 3rd straight win. Detroit thinking about their 2nd in a row.
Yeah, and really, it's been a defensive football game. The Lions playing good defense all the first half, but then the Bears started to get a little bit of mixture with the run and pass on their offense in the second half here, as they're doing right now.
That's Stanley Pritchett, the fullback, picks up the first down. Pritchett playing his 100th career game in the National Football League. Played with Philadelphia and Miami in the last couple of years with the Bears. Anthony Thomas picks up a yard on the play. Out to L.A. and JB for a game break.
Hey, Kirk, Carolina looking to move to 5-0 in the division. They're on their way. Take a look at Jake Delhomme hooking up with Ricky Prohl. 66-yard pass play for the score. 20-7 Carolina over the Bucks. And Bruce Smith with his career 197.5 sack, one away from setting the record Here, sacking Matt Hasselbeck and Washington, all tied with Seattle. Back to Kurt and Tim. Hey, Tim, Howie Long thanks you for the words.
Oh, hey, great interview by Howie on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the pregame show. Fantastic.
Second down for the Bears. Zips it out to Desmond Clark, and the tight end makes the grab near that first down marker.
And Kurt, isn't this passing game here in the second half really what we expected from Chris Chandler and the Bears in the first half? It's almost as if Chandler needed that first half to warm up, because now what we see is a lot of quick decisions, a lot of quick drops, and getting rid of the ball, with great accuracy.
And he's spreading it out to a lot of different guys. Booker has 4 catches, Clark 3, White a couple, Justin Gage. We saw the fullback. I mean, he's done a good job of making sure everybody's involved in the offense.
Well, that's the thing about having a guy like Chris Chandler come off the bench a few weeks ago. He's not going to have developed great chemistry with any one receiver, so he's more apt to throw it to the player where the play is called.
Bears call a timeout. We'll take one, too.
A truck like this isn't built in a factory. It's built in the farms and fields, concrete streets and construction sites that map the landscape of an entire country. Because when Ford builds the new F-150, there are promises to keep. And only one truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
For your most important messages, reach out on the wireless service America trusts. AT&T Wireless.
This holiday season, an unexpected guest is dropping in.
This cat should not be here when your mother is out.
Humana.
Who is this?
That's my mom.
Awkward.
On November 21st.
Look, I'm a girl.
Stop this right now!
The cat's out of the bag.
This is awesome!
And is bringing down the house.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Mike Myers.
Hairball.
The Cat in the Hat. Rated PG.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Circuit City. We're with you. By AT&T Wireless. Reach out on the wireless service America trusts. AT&T Wireless. By Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. And by the next Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
John Shoup, Bears offensive coordinator, changing his play calls.
Well, they need a run here by Anthony Thomas. I don't know if he got it. Had to get it to the 22-yard line for the first.
No, we just showed the graphic there of how John Shoup has gone to more runs in the second half, where in the first half he was calling more pass plays. And although it looks like they failed to convert on that run, they are in field goal range, and it is that combination of running the ball more than throwing it that did get the Bears their only touchdown on their last drive.
Paul Ettinger's made one from 43 yards away and had one blocked as well. This will be a 41-yard attempt. And he misses. Ettinger has been the most accurate kicker since coming into the National Football League 4 years ago from 40 yards or more. He's missed 2 today, 1 blocked, and that one wide left.
Hey, DVDs. What did you get?
CDs!
Video games. Oh, I wanted that one too.
So
That's such a good one.
Store opens in 20 minutes, Pete. Focus.
Right.
All the new stuff. Stop by Circuit City every Tuesday and save on the hottest new releases, like Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, just $15.99. Save on great gifts and dash through your list at Circuit City. We're with you.
Okay, contestants, you have to make your way from Maine to California. Oh, without cash, checks, or credit cards.
Bye-bye.
The Visa check card is accepted at millions of places across the country, which is why millions of people rely on it.
Let me borrow your bike.
No.
Lend me the bike.
No.
The Visa check card to get you in, out, and on your way.
Well, these three made it, but where's our other contestant?
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Where most minivans score an F on the report card is in the versatility of their interiors. But this is where Freestar earns an easy A. And for extra credit, next time you hear the term versatility, this is what they're talking about. You're a genius.
The all-new Ford Freestar. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Aren't you tired of frozen dinners?
Make it Campbell's instead.
Thanks. Chunky chicken corn chowder now has more chicken.
And who taught you how to pick a melon?
Well, the Bears' drive is stopped on 3rd and 1, really by something you wouldn't see. Big Daddy gets pressure. That knocks off the guard. The guard then trips Anthony Thomas. Watch it right here. See Edwards, 79? He trips Anthony Thomas because Big Daddy got the penetration on Olin Kreutz. So Big Daddy with a domino effect. And the result is the Bears not only stop from a touchdown drive, but they don't even come up with a field goal.
And the Lions take over after that. Quick pass out to Corey Schlesinger. Lance Briggs trying to keep this game a one-point contest as this Bears team has done, holding on to the lead since getting it.
Yeah, and as you look at Dan Wilkinson, that's why you always play hard, even away from the ball. And that's why every play and every bit of effort from every player counts.
Sean Bryson stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and this defensive front for the Bears continues to exert its force. They bottle things up. Brian Urlacher got in there. Charles Tillman got in there, but the stalemate that they got up front gave those guys an opportunity to make a tackle.
Well, right now they're going to have to get some pressure on Joey Harrington. It's 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4. It's a passing down. And they've only got 3 down linemen in there now. That means probably one linebacker is going to come either from the edge or up the middle.
Lions need the 42. Quick pass by Harrington, caught by Bill Schrader. Down to the Bear 45-yard line. He's pumped up, and so is this Lion offense after an 18-yard gain.
Just a quick slant pass. Mike Brown's got the coverage. Harrington drops back, sets up, and lets that thing fire. He's got pressure on him coming from the outside right there by Charles Tillman. And that's why Mike Brown is man-to-man with Schrader.
First catch of the day by Bill Schrader.
Yeah, and Harrington, Kurt, beat the corner blitz on that play.
The reverse. Reggie Swenton with a block from Harrington. One-armed by Lance Briggs. Harrington getting downfield and contributing in more ways than just throwing it.
Yeah, well, this is one of the things I think Joey Harrington needs to do, and he doesn't get a good block here.
It wasn't pretty, but he tried.
No, but he got out there, and you know what? Actually, he got onto Mike Brown's legs and makes a little bit of a block. And those are the kinds of things that a quarterback has to do to endear himself to his offensive linemen and the rest of the team. And I think Joey Harrington does all the things you have to do with the X's and O's and the studying and in practice. But it's those intangibles that I think he continues to get better on and needs to get better on.
Avon Coburn.
Tell you, Alex Brown is having a big day.
And he caught him right there in the backfield, held on to that leg and wouldn't let him get away.
And that's the 4th play, at least, that we've seen him today, where he makes it right back there in the Lions' backfield. And he gets the chop block from Fitzsimmons. He gets up and still gets his hands on Coburn.
Lions 17 carries as a team, 22 yards rushing. Right now they need about a yard and a half to get a first down. Coburn. Don't get it. Wow. Alex Brown again, and what a game Alex Brown has had.
You talk about a defensive battle. and winning it on defense. 3rd and 1, you got to be able to make this happen. But look at Boone, look at Brown, look at the fills by the linebackers, Holdman and Urlacher. That's Bears football, Kurt. I think if you ask Chicago fans, 90% of them would rather win a football game with a defensive battle like this.
Yeah, this is Chicago Bears football throughout their historic tradition. Defense, defense, defense. So Nick Harris is on to punt. McQuarters makes the fair catch right about the 10-yard line. 29 yards on that punt by Harris. But the Bears defense wins another battle.
We engineered a material behind the dash called quiet steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
E-server for music.
E-server for news.
E-server for science.
E-server for stews.
E-server has blades and it's stackable too.
You need more, you get more. It's all up to you.
E-server can work with your software at hand.
E-server will give what you want on demand.
From heifers to hogs, there's no task too tough. They're smart, fast, and scalable, all that good stuff.
They're flexible, bendable, super reliable.
Utterly viable.
Give them a triable.
IBM E-server X Series features the Intel Xeon processor.
Life got simple the day I plugged into the big brown machine. West Coast overnight, done. China, 48 hours, done. Brown picks it all up together and delivers it all on time. And with their global tracking system, I get the proof. It isn't that I'm not a trusting person. Yes, it is.
International Overnight Ground. Synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you? The crisis takes a turn
He's closing in on the virus
that no one is prepared for.
Tony, the virus is out!
In all new 24 at 9, 8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Well, Kurt, anytime Bears lineman Aaron Gibson's in town and there's an eclipse at the same time, you wonder if he somehow caused it.
It happened right after he got here, didn't it?
It certainly did.
He's 6'6", 375 pounds, and he says that's down from 422. And the scary thing is, his little brother is bigger than he is.
Yeah, I told you he was light on his feet.
Lighter than he was at 422, but a good guy, drafted #1 by the Detroit Lions back in '99, spent the entire year on injured reserve with a bad shoulder, had it operated on, came back, played 10 games, had the other shoulder operated on, was released, spent time with the Dallas Cowboys, now back with Chicago, has lost weight, his shoulders have both been surgically repaired, and has started all season long and played rather well at right tackle.
Yeah, I think he's going to be in this league for a long time, Kurt. And I think with those healthy shoulders, with his size and his athleticism, remember earlier in the game we saw him pull on a play, and he had a beautiful block on a pulling play. So he really is extraordinarily nimble for a guy his size.
Well, the delay was because an official was being worked on the sideline, needed a tire change. Bill Schuster got a new tire going out there, coming right back and ready to go back to work in that umpire position.
Well, that's the dangerous position, right? I mean, here's the umpire right here, so he's the guy that gets knocked around the most.
First down from the 10-yard line for Chicago. Anthony Thomas. There's that cutback run, and he picks up 13.
That is classic Anthony Thomas. Man, straight ahead, but he has the ability to change the lane, because here's the lane right over here, but he gets the defense going one way and he changes the lane, coming back behind the blocks of Clark and Gibson. Look at that. That is just beautiful change of direction, and then he gets right back going north and south, Kurt.
And remember, he was inactive the last time these two teams met 2 weeks ago. Missed 2 games with a sprained foot. Gets it again. This time the Lions were ready for him. Corey Harris with the tackle after a gain of 1.
That's a nice tackle by Corey Harris. And, you know, with Corey Harris up there, Kurt, what that's telling you is the Lions are saying, all right, we know you're going to try to run the A train right at us. So we're going to take Corey Harris, who's one of our 2 safeties. We're going to move him up. That makes 8 men on the line of scrimmage. And what that does, we've seen it earlier in the game, that's going to open up some passes for Chris Chandler downfield.
Harris part of that veteran secondary, now in his 12th season. Sack. That'll be the first one of the day for Kalimba Edwards. Second sack by this Lion defense.
Well, I'll tell you, when you watch film, the Bears left tackle, Mike Gandy, if you can get his hands off you, he oftentimes overextends his body and he loses his leverage. And that's what Kalimba Edwards does. He gets the hands off, Gandy gets overextended, and Kalimba comes up with another sack.
Gandy playing in his first year at tackle. Can't compete with Edwards, who as a rookie led the Lions in sacks last year. They have to get it all the way to the 32 for the first down. Draw play. Robbie Abdullah won't get it. There's Kalimba Edwards once again.
Yeah, and you know what, Kurt, with third and a very long ways to go, I don't know, with the wide receivers that the Bears have and with Chandler's accuracy, you have to wonder about running a draw play. Nice job by Kalimba Edwards coming back and making the tackle. But I guess you're in a 10-9 football game. You're in a defensive battle. So I guess you punt it away and you rely on your defense.
Brad Maynard to do the job. Gets it off. Reggie Swinton backed up to the 30. Flags everywhere as Swinton's brought down after a return of 14 yards by John Gilmore, the Marquette, Michigan native. That'll be against the Lions.
Illegal block in the back. Number 59 of the return team during the run back. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Jeff Gooch, the guilty party on that one. And so it'll back them up a little bit more. They're down by 1 with 5:07 left to play.
So I said, talk to the hand.
I'll get lunch. I am getting a really low rate on my credit card.
I hope it's low and fixed.
What do you mean?
Like my Capital One no hassle card.
Low and fixed?
Marco!
Well, what's going to happen to my rate?
Get the Capital One no hassle card with the nation's lowest fixed rates.
What's in your wallet? There's no way this guy's gonna make this kick. I mean, he hasn't made one over 45 all year. It's not a dome stadium. You've got the wind. Forget it. There's no way he makes his kick.
And the kick is up. He missed it.
What? How do you miss that? How do you miss that kick? There's no excuse for missing that. Please. I mean, the guy's got one job. Make kicks.
What a disappointing end.
My name's Jessie, by the way.
Hi.
Hi.
Pepsi and Lay's, official sponsors of the NFL.
Fox tonight, Bobby joins the bad boys of rock and roll.
He's just playing, Hank. Gangsters and hoes is his generation's cowboys and Indians.
That's what I'm talking about.
An all-new King of the Hill, part of a full hour. Then it's the mother of all season premieres when Grandma Simpson returns. Can Homer finally bond with the mother he never knew?
Look, I'm riding by myself.
Glenn Close guest stars on an all-new Simpsons, part of a full hour. And Malcolm's family's broke and desperate for diapers.
That's shoplifting. Then I'm shoplifting.
How far will Hal go to get some? An all-new Malcolm, followed by Ron Howard's Arrested Development. It all starts at 7/6 Central tonight on Fox Laugh Out Loud Sunday.
Lions, ball on the 28-yard line, down by a point. Just over 5 minutes left to play here at home against their rival Chicago Bears. Detroit trying to put together a 2-game win streak for the first time this season. Bears trying to get 3 straight for the first time, and that one's tipped. Still caught, though, by Scotty Anderson. Oh, Tim, you know what you missed on the pregame show today on Fox?
I didn't miss anything.
I think Bill Parcells, and he's had an extraordinary career. This might be his best job of coaching to date. Well, you know, when the great coaches are out there, we're going to find out just how good.
I didn't miss it. I saw it, and I had the laughs the first time around.
Does Terry always carry chapstick around with him?
No, but he was trying. No, I think he was trying to wipe Howie's nose.
After the 8-yard pickup, play fake. Harrington rolling, and it's dropped by Casey Fitzsimmons, the tight end.
Kurt, the Chicago Bears defense has been in this situation over the last couple of weeks 3 times. Once against the Saints, against the Seahawks, where they had a lead and all they had to do was stop the other team to win. They didn't do it in either of those games. However, they did do it last week against San Diego.
Harrington still not getting the help that he needs, as he's had 4 passes dropped by receivers this afternoon. Scary thing is, it's been dropped by 4 different players. So it's not one guy you can point the finger at. On 3rd and short, that one batted down. This time it's Brian Robinson. And just about everybody on that Bears defensive front has come up big at some point today.
Yeah, they really have. And Alfonso Boone is the guy who gets some pressure and takes Harrington's eyes off of where he wants to throw this ball. Watch Boone right here. He's working on Beverly. He puts a swim move on him. Here he comes. And then, as you said, it's Robinson batting that pass down. Great effort from the Bears defensive line.
Second ball he's knocked down on the afternoon. Nick Harris with the punt. That one close to being blocked by Rabi Abdullah. There's R.W. McQuarters. He won't get far thanks to Avon Coburn, who makes the tackle. Well, next week it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. First, the Rams look to gain ground in the NFC West when they take on the Chicago Bears. And then Brett Favre and the Packers renewing their rivalry with Warren Sapp and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on Fox. And the Buccaneers on the verge from last we saw of coming in with a losing record. They were down by 13 points in the last update we had at Carolina.
And that'll put Tampa Bay at 4-5 if they lose that game. The Bears, if they win this game, will put them at 4-5. And really, Kurt, then you got a tough game against the Rams to prove yourself. And if you win that, now you really are in the playoff hunt. You got to win this one first.
Anthony Thomas with a short pickup. Brian Walker with the stop, a gain of 1. Well, the Lions don't have to do anything too exotic here. They're working with all 3 timeouts left and down by just 1 point. And one of the more accurate field goal kickers in the history of the National Football League, and Jason Hansen.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Bears, Kurt, that they're being a little conservative now here late in the game to try to hang on to this only a 1-point lead. And I think, again, with Chris Chandler's accuracy and with the wide receivers he's got, I think you need to put the ball in the air.
Chandler back to pass. Zips it right across the middle. Desmond Clark. And the tight end makes the catch. Earl Holmes stopped him. He'll be 3 yards short of the first down.
Number 50, Earl Holmes on the stop.
And this is a situation where the Bears obviously need a first down.
They've been about 31% so far today on 3rd downs. Not great. And again, Kurt, while you might be tempted to go with the safe thing and run it, I think with the Bears passing game and their receivers and a big body like David Terrell and Gage and Booker, I think you put the ball in one of those guys' hands.
They need the 31. Chandler. Incomplete. Desmond Clark was open with enough space for the first down.
I'll tell you what, Chandler just rushed the throw, and he's off his mark, Kurt, on this right here. He's got some protection here from his offensive line. He's got time. And you're going to see he just throws it too far to the inside. Either that or Clark stops on his break. Because sometimes that will happen.
Reggie Swenton standing on the 30-yard line. Here's the punt from Brad Maynard. Swenton calls for the fair catch. Makes it right at the 34-yard line. Get the TiVo ready or the VCR, whatever it is. There's 2:27 left to go. The Lions are down by just 1 point against their rival Chicago Bears. And here's the story of this ball game. Both teams struggling to run the football. Chicago with troubles on special teams with a blocked field goal and 1 wide left. And both teams have struggled on third downs, and that's how you get a 10-9 ball game with under 2.5 to go.
And the most costly third down was the one that we just saw, where Chris Chandler had the protection that he needed. He had the receiver, Desmond Clark, open that he needed, but he was just off on his throw.
He had to hope for more than a 37-yard punt from Brad Maynard in this situation, too. But nonetheless, Lions have the ball at the 35, all 3 timeouts here in the 4th quarter. Harrington. Up top. Hakeem makes the catch. Oz Hakeem down to the 47-yard line of the Bears. First down, Detroit. Let's go out to L.A. and JB for a game break.
Hey, Kurt, after successfully going for it on 4th and an inch in their own 24, Washington goes downfield. Ramsey to Gardner. Gardner to Trump candidate. Double pass. Successfully, they score and move ahead with 44 seconds left in regulation. Back to Kurt Menefee and Tim Green.
Redskins trying to snap that 4-game losing streak, and Seattle, who had gotten off to that quick start, is coming back to earth a little bit. And Tim, this is what you see right about week 8, 9, 10. Teams that started off slowly seem to get better. Teams that started off quickly often come back to the pack. Here's Sean Bryson, and Bryson picks up 8 yards.
This is a nice play by the Lions offense, but more important, Kurt, was the throw that Harrington made on the previous play to Azazeer Hakeem. It was a perfect throw into a very strong zone.
2-minute warning here in Detroit. Lions marching.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by SBC. Going beyond the call.
We didn't just give the new Ford F-150 more horsepower. We gave it the most low-end torque. Why did we push farther than anyone else? So you could do more than anyone else. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for being the designated driver.
You mind giving my uncle a ride home, too?
No problem.
Great.
How you doing?
Why, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. The people in that bar sure were friendly. And boy, that popcorn was good, too. Not a single kernel went unpopped. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever had popcorn with cheese on it? Delicious.
Hey, let's do this again real soon. I'm free next Friday.
A teapot, toy robot, some gadget they have not got. Toolkit, oven mitt, a pink polka dotted dress you hope fits. Goldfish in a bowl and a new fishing pole. Oh, and a doll that says goo for your little niece Sue. Grand total, $300. The perfect present for one and all, for ones who are big and ones who are small. Priceless. Use your MasterCard and you can win a trip to Universal Orlando.
Kurt, I said Joey Harrington had the pressure on him. He's responding with perfect passes. This one to Azazeer Hakeem, and then a perfect touch pass to Bryson on the screen. Perfect passes and no drops.
And Harrington with the ball just inside the 40-yard line is 21 of 34, 62% completion today. Second and short. Fitzsimmons wrapped up by Mike Green, trying to dive and get the first down. We'll see where they mark it.
Looks like they got the first down to me, Kurt. And that's a nice effort by Casey Fitzsimmons. And anybody that knows Fitzsimmons shouldn't be surprised by this kind of effort. He was a guy on the kickoff team in training camp. He made a mistake, went off sides, and Mariucci took him off, and he said guy went ballistic. He said he got right in Mariucci's face and said, "You can't take me off that team." And Mariucci was so impressed, he said, all right, you can stay on the team.
Well, he's used to had to play 8-man football growing up in Montana. Not enough bodies to field 11 on each side of the football. We got him a first down. Again to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons down to the 34-yard line. Lance Briggs with the tackle there. Fitzsimmons has had a busy day, his 5th catch. Getting the start today in place of Michael Ricks. And the Lions call the timeout. Well, we talked about that 8-man football.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 guys out there. And here's Fitzsimmons on this play here. Little halfback pass. Fitzsimmons in the end zone there. Touchdown.
Chester High Coyotes. Except in Montana, it's probably called Coyotes, right? Is that what they do out west?
I don't know, but I know football season's got to be over by about October 15th.
That's why they play 8-man, huh?
Yeah.
Short season, short field, short everything. Well, Jason Hansen hoping to get an opportunity to put the Lions ahead. 1:04 left to play. They've got 2 timeouts and the ball on the 34.
Well, Kurt, we have seen this Bears defensive line make big plays and big negative plays all game long. They need one here right now.
Hakeem in motion. Harrington to the fullback, Corey Schlesinger, and he's wrapped up by Warwick Holdman right on the 30-yard line. Under a minute left.
Boy, again, nice composure by Joey Harrington and nice delivery on the pass.
And the Bears will use a timeout. That's their second. They're down to 1. Harrington and the Lions have 2 with 49 ticks to go.
No one's been able to make the perfect chicken strip with the right chicken.
So this is chicken?
The right breading.
These are very dry.
The right sauce. Till Wendy's found a better way. Introducing Wendy's home-style chicken strips. Big pieces of breast filet with your choice of delicious Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle.
Nice.
Try Wendy's new home-style chicken strips. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
Chris Chandler hoping that his defense is able to hold on right here or get him the football back to give him a chance. Jason Hansen thinking about kicking a game-winning field goal. The Lions down by a point. 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Harrington has the time. Goes up, overthrows Hakeem, who was open. Incomplete. And so Hansen will come on and try the field goal. His long this year is 54 yards last week, and this field goal unit by the Chicago Bears has been good over the last 4 seasons, most blocks in the National Football League. His career long is 56, so he's got the leg for this one, a 48-yard attempt for the lead. He gets it up on target, and it's good. And Jason Hansen's 48-yard field goal, his 4th of the day, gives the Lions the lead with 39 seconds left to go.
Tell you, Kurt, it was Jason Hansen's leg that got the points, but it was Joey Harrington's calm and accurate passing that got them into field goal range. You have to go back and think to that perfect pass that Harrington threw to Azazir Hakeem to get them into this situation.
Well, Steve Mariucci has seen his kicker kick from 24, 25, 30, and 48 for all their points today. And right now, with 39 seconds to go, they own a 12-10 lead over the Chicago Bears, who right now are thinking about the long leg of their kicker, Paul Ettinger, who's had one blocked today, had one missed wide left, but also kicked one in from 43 yards. There's Ettinger warming up on the sideline.
Well, Joey Harrington, who struggled much of this season, didn't have any touchdowns today, Kurt, but he didn't have any interceptions either. And he had a very high completion percentage, and he had the deep passes that he needed to at least get 12 points in field goals. Because their run game today was non-existent. Lions with 19 yards on the ground.
And they squib it right down the middle of the field. That's picked up by Dustin Lyman. So the ball will be on the 41-yard line. 32 seconds left. Bears working with one timeout.
Well, Kurt, we have said all day long that Chris Chandler and his wide receiver core against the Lions' makeshift secondary, an older secondary, without Dre Bly, their best player, should be something that should get them excited and they should want to take advantage of. Now they've got to take advantage of it.
Ball officially spotted at the 42.
And I'll tell you, this guy right here, this rookie Justin Gage, has come up with a lot of big plays.
Whistle blows. And the Lions call a timeout. Detroit. That'll be Detroit's second timeout, so each team with one timeout remaining. Paul Ettinger, we talked about his accuracy, and has been one of the more accurate kickers in the entire National Football League, but has struggled today, only 1 of 3.
Well, if you think about the Bears, where they were, right? They're 1-5, and everyone says that's it for the Bears. We've got to write them off. And then they beat the Lions at home. And then they beat San Diego. So all of a sudden they're at the midway point. They're 3-5. And the way parity is in this league, they're starting to think, hey, you know what? If we win a few more, we can put ourselves right back into the playoff hunt. But I think this is the most critical of those few more.
If they win today, they would be 4-5 and a 3-game win streak. The Lions right now holding on to the lead, looking for their second consecutive victory. Chandler steps up. Overthrows, and it's intercepted. Corey Harris with the pick. Justin Gage, the intended receiver, and the rookie was open. Chandler couldn't connect, and the Lions will salt this one away.
Well, Justin Gage has come up with so many big plays for this Bears offense that, as I said, didn't surprise me at all that they looked for him there, and he was wide open. Watch Gage, makes a move, gets right there. It's a perfect play, perfect pattern. But Chandler again with an inaccurate pass. And Corey Harris with a huge interception.
And replay will take a look at this one just to make sure that it is an INT. Obviously a crucial play in a 2-point ball game. They want to make sure they get it right.
Corey Harris has got it. He's got the ball. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, remember, it was called an interception on the field.
Yeah,
I don't think there's enough there to overturn it.
Not on that one.
Chris Chandler.
Now, the ball's allowed to hit the ground, but if it shifts in your hands when it hits the ground, then it's an incomplete pass.
Looks like he had his arms underneath it.
Yeah, and if your arms are underneath it, then it's a completed interception.
See, he's got the ball wrapped up. I believe this will stand.
Yep.
And Corey Harris will have his first interception and the first turnover of the day, and it could not have come at a worse time for the Bears.
Well, as I said right at the beginning of this game, it was this kind of makeshift secondary with a lot of older players here, and without Dre Bly, that last week came up with 4 turnovers to win in their Lions game against the Raiders.
Speaking of Lions, look at the do by Corey Harris. You gotta love the throw he's got.
So
that's the best looking throw in the National Football League. That's a Lion look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, he's the pride of this Lion unit if this interception stands.
And that secondary last week, Kurt, 3 interceptions, and then Doug Evans with the forced fumble.
And Chris Chandler, who since taking over the starting quarterback duties from Cordell Stewart has gone 2-1, comes up with a crucial mistake, missed the wide open Justin Gage there.
And that's a pretty good view of it right there. That one looked the most conclusive that he did hold on to it. But as you said, you would have to have conclusive visual evidence that, in fact, it was not an interception to overturn the call that was made on the field. Or indisputable, I should say. Use the right terms.
Here's the call from Bernie Kukar.
After reviewing the play, it is an interception. First down, Detroit.
Big smile on the face of Corey Harris. Why not? That play basically has won the football game. His first interception this year, 11th of his career, and he's going to hold on to that one because Dick Duran's Bears will end their 2-game losing streak while the Lions will extend theirs to 2 games. Take a knee time here. The Bears will use their final timeout.
Well, Steve Mariucci knew it was going to be a lot of small steps to rebuild this program. And one of those small steps, Kurt, they accomplished today by winning 2 games in a row, which they haven't done in several years.
As a matter of fact, the last time they did was Thanksgiving of the 2000 season when Gary Moeller was the head coach. They won back-to-back games, and they haven't done it since. Meanwhile, for the Chicago Bears, the beat goes on. On the road, it's been a long time since they've won a football game. And that should do it. Harrington takes a knee, and the Bears' losing streak on the road goes to 12.
There it is. 12 games straight on the road.
Well, what a big loss this was for the Bears, who thought they were going to come back. What a huge win this is for Steve Mariucci and the Lions. 4 field goals by Jason Hansen is enough, and they knock off the Bears 12-10. For my partner Tim Green, I'm Kurt Menefee saying so long. Let's send it to Joe Buck, Tampa Bay and Carolina.
On 3rd down and 10, Brad Johnson has to take a seat. And a big stop for this Carolina defense as Mike Rucker ends up on top of Johnson, a loss of 7. And for Rucker, his 11th sack.